Time's up, Admiral.
Here it comes.
Give me the meat, and give it to me raw.
What's the matter? Take yourself a great big bite of meat. Taste the pleasure of the highest quality pork around.
Because I can't prove whether Renaissance Nerd is telling you the truth or not. Big Daddy. Big Daddy.
I haven't played that one in a while. I wanted to make myself laugh. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Mellow Mondays, where we sit back. We try to make the start of your week a little less hectic, a little less crazy. Have some fun nerding out on shit. Have some good discussions and a general, just an all-around chill-out time. I am joined this evening by Devil Made Me Do It. Devil, how you doing, man?
I'm doing good. How about you?
I'm okay. It was one of those days where it's let's find something to do channel-wise and just get a video out to appease the algorithm. Usually it's something I'll clip off Roundtable if we had a really good discussion, but there was no Roundtable yesterday. It was just me and Dragon Lady, and mostly me for a while, and it was mostly me ranting, and that's not good. I'm not big enough of a channel to put out a me ranting video and have people decide to check that out. So I got to come with something. So I came with something, a little Harry Potter stuff. It worked. It was a feed the algorithm video, and I am interested in that kind of stuff. I want the show to do well, but I don't trust it. Other than that, though, it's a normal day. Got shit done. Getting started on the week. I actually got some sleep last night, 2 nights in a row. Doing good on that. Not letting Dermy screw up my freaking wake sleep schedule with Ballbusters this week. And I had a good reason though, because it was pretty cool. I hung out with Jed, the Hollywood Scholar, on Saturday. He was coming through town on the way back down to Florida, and he and Rachel hung out with me. It was pretty cool. We had a good time at lunch or early dinner. Actually, it was more of an early dinner, and we both proved to each other that we weren't figments of each other's imagination. So it was a good time. It was a good time. It was great to see Jed. I look forward to getting to positions where I can go to meetups and stuff like that in the future. That's going to require me to make more money and be able to move me and my mom to a little farther south, to states where they don't hate us. They don't hate me. But it was a good day. Good weekend. It's too bad you missed Engage yesterday. It was too bad.
Oh, yeah.
It was too bad. We had some fun, and I know you know, but I got to bring it up. I did a thing today, Devil. you know exactly what I did. For those of you who don't know, we at Engage, if you haven't watched Star Trek Engage, we get pretty stupid over there. We get pretty dumb. And because it is our particular little section of the sphere, our circle of YouTubers, we make fun of Dermy. It is what it is. And whether or not he decides to show up tonight, he'll still get I took it easy on him today myself, Devil. I decided yesterday at one point, because he decided to ignore what I was saying on one particular thing, and I realized, you know what? I guess I've reached my limit. Dermy's had his limit of me today. He's not going to react to anything. Okay, fine. So I realized if I can't get a reaction out of him, I was going to tag in Raster. What was going on? So my final effort of yesterday for a chat going on in one of our engaged threads, I think it was based off of Samuel's post. I just said, I feel like it's time to tag Raster into this conversation. And then I left. And I quit out, and I came back this morning to discover. Now, for those of you who don't know, Anna's Gameland has joined us as a regular on Engage. And she's taken over as a Dermy defender. She is his attorney, his self-proclaimed attorney. And even though he basically insults her on accident, it's on accident, insults her at least twice a week with something stupid, she still defends him. And she doesn't like it when we rip into him so much, but we can't help it. It's just the way it is. Dermy brings it upon himself. And she's defending him. And as soon as Raster was tagged in and he saw that Anna was defending him, he was not going to have any of that. And he spent all day, frankly, fighting with Anna. I mean, fighting. It's all good fun, but fighting with Anna about how Dermy does not deserve anything. And everybody got angry at me for starting this for some reason. I created joy in somebody's heart. Raster had been dormant for too long, and I reignited his desire to destroy Derby. Let's just say it was a thing, and everybody got involved. And you're just at one point, you're like, "Internet was a mistake."
Yeah.
I apologize for nothing. I regret nothing. So I did a thing. And it gets all in good fun. It's all in good fun. All right, Chad. How we doing, Chad? A couple of you are here. Not many at the beginning. It's Monday. There's a lot going on. For you joining us tonight, we're happy to have you guys here. It's a busy Monday night. There are several streams going on. Az is playing video games. Ripa's doing a live stream. Mario Kart's about to start, and there's other things going on. So choosing to hang out with us, we're happy to have you here. We hope you guys enjoy whatever we get up to for the rest of the night. Hail to the goddess, hail to Kale, and hail to those who are just chilling and not chatting right now. So I've been thinking, Devil. We've been subjected to all this Disney Star Wars stuff, Wheel of Time, and all these things, and it's really bad. And trying to think of a starter discussion for tonight. I sat around a bit today. I was doing other things, not video related, and I thought, I think I got a good one. Let me ask you this question: what makes something timeless? What is something? What are the requirements to make something timeless? And when it gets bastardized, does it lose that timeless aspect, or at least the parts that are bastardized? Do they have the right to retain any of that timelessness, or when they destroy something, does it jettison it? So, what do you think about that as an opening question?
I think that we've had to come to understand that we just have to separate everything to its own little thing. We can't think of stuff anymore as like a large entity. We have to break it down, because otherwise, yeah, you do start to ruin stuff that we all love, you know? So yeah, you have to, I don't know, excise the cancer of wokeness that they've been adding to everything, and just say, okay, Star Wars ended after the
it depends on what level of Star Wars fans. You could say ends at Return of the Jedi, or if you're an EU guy, ended at Crucible, the final book. Yeah. Depends on your level.
And just put a check mark in it there, because everything after that, you're going to be disappointed. You're going to get wrecked on. And so and that's how our reality is now, because that's what it is. So I think you have to do that. I don't think it ruins what makes them great. I don't think it ruins what makes them, so, but I don't think the new stuff deserves to be in there. I don't think it deserves to have I mean, if you're a fan of it, if you're a Disney Star Wars fan, go ahead and have that feels about it. But as for us, we just have to, like I said, just act like it doesn't exist, because it doesn't deserve the accolades. It doesn't deserve the love. It doesn't deserve the passion that people have for the older stuff, the stuff that we love and really got us excited about, whatever it was.
I don't disagree with anything you said, and it harkens back to the very first discussion I ever had with Jed, where I brought him on to a natural 20, and we talked about the whole list of everything that's been destroyed and whether or not these things could be saved. But we'll come back to that in a second. I just want to go what we talked about first. It relates to that there are hello, stranger.
Hey, there he is.
Well, hold on, I'm trying to get everything lined up.
All right. Well, I will. If you missed the question, I'll repeat it for you, and you can weigh in as I go with what Devil just first said. So what? You're not wrong. There has to be a cutoff point. I completely agree on that, where it's the original content created by the visionary who started something, and you know who created what and who did that, and then as if they were still involved, there's maybe a way to attach them to say, okay, it's still legitimate. They were brought in. But when you have something like Disney Star Wars, which there is a clear dividing point of past October 2012 into November 2012 to now, that is Disney Star Wars. It is a hard break from what George wanted to do. It is not continuing with the spirit of what he injected and what he guided them through the EU. And it is a complete atrocity. And to your point, if people like it, that's great. But those who really love Disney Star Wars seem to equally forget George's Star Wars, real Star Wars. They seem to only ever want to talk about Disney Star Wars. The only time they seem to want to talk about George's Star Wars is when they want to answer one of those silly Twitter questions. What's your favorite point in this? List your pictures of this. And they just want to put it up there to show their street cred or their fake street cred. Like, oh, I like this from real Star Wars, but they still just want to talk about Clone Wars. They want to talk, or latter Clone Wars. They want to talk about Rebels. They want to talk about Mando. They want to talk about Moray. They don't want to talk about Luke Skywalker. So the clear dividing point there, and we'll come back to that. So, Mustang, you with us yet?
Yeah, I'm here.
All right. So did you hear my initial question, or are you booting up?
Oh, no. I've been on. I was just killing a lot of things and couldn't get out of the match at the time.
Okay. All right. So what do you think about my question then? Timelessness. What makes something timeless? And Devil give a good answer. I want to hear your take on what disqualifies something to lose its timeless status, or does it lose it, retain it, and the faux part, the bastardization part, doesn't deserve it?
The word itself, timeless, means it's going to be timeless. Let's look at Cinderella, Snow White, any of the classics from Disney. Those will be loved for till the end of time. These new things, how many people have already forgotten Mandalorian season 1 and everything else that goes along with it? They're not timeless. They don't have that something special that touches your heart and soul and your passion. These things are just, they're not worth keeping around. They're corporate, bastardized shells of what the original is. They're not timeless. The original is timeless. I just rewatched all of Babylon 5, even season 5.
Ugh. Why?
Yes.
Why not just skip to the final episode after you're done with 4?
But I did. I watched it all and I said, you know what? I can say right now, that will hold the test of time. It's beautiful.
It belongs on its shelf. It should go on its shelf where it should be given its accolades for what it is. Yeah.
You know, Mustang makes a good point on, we've made entertainment kind of like how we've made products. Remember when we were young and a product was made to last, and you know, you bought something, you're going to look at it for 30 years. And now we get plastic cheap shit that breaks every 2 years and we have to replace it. And that's the same way they're treating entertainment. It's disposable. They want the money from it then, and then you throw it away and you never think of it again. And he's right. Just like with the Snow White, the original Snow White, people still watch today. It is timeless. This new one, like he said, in a year, we're not even going to think about it.
Well, I'll come one better even for you, Devil. You're kind of a car guy. I know a lady that has a Model T, an original Model T. When she drives that down the street, everybody's head turns. Does anybody's head turn at these new cars and hybrids? That's timeless. That's a classic. That's something that will be loved forever.
Real quick, hail Samuel. Oh, Samuel, hope you can make it to us tonight. You are always welcome here. We always love your input on stuff. And Sam 8000 for $2. Revan was the only Sith Lord that wasn't evil. That technically is true because Revan didn't choose to be a Sith Lord. He was mind fucked by Emperor Vitiate. So Revan didn't choose to be a Sith Lord. He got mind fucked. And then Vitiate used him to weaken the Republic further. Malak chose to be a Sith Lord. So Sam 8000, you are correct. Revan was always a hero. His fall to the dark side was not of his doing. He was mind fucked. Thank you for the $2. You're right. You're right. You're right. There is things that are timeless for specific reasons. They have a lasting factor that always makes them unique. That always triggers memories. I mean, you talk about the Model T. My mom's dad, my grandfather, he had one, and they used to call it Tin Lizzie. So
Yep.
my mom will see that, and that will always trigger the memories of when he used to take her out for weekend lunches and stuff like that. When to give my grandma a break from them because there were three kids in the house, and if he could take one of them away, that was a good thing. And this is post Depression era, so it was a different world than we live in. But these things work. These things last because they have that special je ne sais quoi, that special X factor. We were talking about this 2 weeks ago now on Get Ranked with the Connery Bond movies or the Bond movies in general. Real James Bond movies, they have that thing, that power that you just love it, and that certain feeling, that certain attitude that makes them all to an extent. I mean, we cherry picked a bunch what were the real best ones, and again, I am proud that all four of my what I considered S ranks made it into S rank and stayed there, despite derminess. We love these things. Star Wars, completely unique in its moment in time. Star Trek, completely unique and groundbreaking in its moment in time. All these other things, you go through them, moments, these things that last. And now to bring it back, what I mentioned before, when I first met Jed and I brought him on, and we had that natural 20 where we said, can anything be saved? And every time we came down to a point of talking about all those franchises, it's when you have that dividing line of like Devil pointed out, what came before and the bastardizations that came after. It's very easy to qualify what came before and what was special about it and why you could go back and, if you can, save it. What you can do, because all those things that have been ruined, there are points we can go back and save it, or there is the unique thing, and we can talk about it, where Picard season 3 presents a unique instance of something produced within a bastardization, yet look what happened when somebody who cared about it was left alone and not bothered. And Terry Metalis managed to reintroduce all those timeless TNG factors back into what otherwise had been an abomination of 2 seasons. And suddenly, all us old school Trek fans were going, hey, I'm having a good time here. I'm smiling. I'm looking forward to this episode every week. I'm getting ready for this. And then we're given proper nostalgia, not fake Anakin in the Ahsoka dream world while she's drowning nostalgia. We're given the real thing with the Enterprise D and the crew coming back on board her, where they've earned it through the whole season. And even the ship that they were on, the now rechristened Enterprise G, that earned its place because it went through hell that season and came out in one piece. So you got all these things that are dying, but Terry Metalis proved even something that has been beaten and bloodied and reconfigured to a bastardization, to an abomination, to something that doesn't look like what you remember or feel or taste or smell. If you come at it right and you do your best to excise the cancer, you can bring it back. It's just a matter of the right people in charge. Unfortunately, the right people aren't in charge anywhere.
Yep. Like I said, I like the idea of calling it like we were saying, disposable entertainment, because it's throwaway. It's not meant to last. It's meant to, and they don't put no effort into it. They don't put no passion into it. They don't put no love into it. It's just put it out and see if we get a couple people to go, I like that. And then we'll move on to the next thing, because who gives a shit?
Yeah.
It's their mentality. It's, for lack of better words, it's product, and not quality.
Yep.
Well, they, to an extent, as you put it, these corporations who are in charge of all this now, and they make it this corporate stuff, they have cultivated this this consumer base. And I say that in all the wrong connotations. The consumer base, not the customer base, not the fan base, the consumer base, the stand base, who just will take whatever they give them.
Yep.
They won't question it. They won't criticize. They will give it a 10 out of 10 every time and never complain. And then they'll be ready for the next thing. The only drawback is that consumer base, that stand base, with the exception of a few small parts of them who are, I admit, they do obviously spend money. There are those who will buy the weirdo rebel shit. There were those who will invest in the HasLab Ghost, obviously. There were those who will buy a little bit of the High Republic, a little bit of Ahsoka stuff. But they're a small minority within the minority.
Yeah.
That's not a block of people. I'll say that lightly. A block of people who can carry a franchise.
Oh yeah. I would sell 1,000 of those people for 100 of the original Star Wars fans, because the original Star Wars fans would buy every single thing that had Star Wars on them. You know, lunch pails, thermoses,
Pajamas,
plates.
underoos.
When I was a kid,
Exactly.
everything in my house was, for a while, it was one of three things: Star Wars, Transformers, or pick something else. But when you, especially if you have a kid who likes this stuff, you're gonna blanket their life with it, and it doesn't matter how many versions of a Book of Return of Jedi I want that there was. One wasn't enough. I needed multiple versions and different kinds, and they had to be there, and I had to have them.
Yeah,
It didn't
and
matter at all. Yeah, go ahead.
we still have that mentality because look at we have a DVD of something, and then all of a sudden they'll be like, but this is the special cover extra 5 minutes of footage edition. It's $30. Okay. Even when we have the movie already.
Yeah, so but a lot of people, me, I don't, because I'm a cheap bastard. I already have. It's like, I have this. Can I justify buying it again? I have it on Blu-ray. No, I can't. Not unless it's broken. I mean, some things were busted or degraded. I mean, some of this part of my holiday purchasing this year is I am replacing some things because my DVD qualities, they're such trash. They look so bad that I must upgrade them now. But you're not wrong in terms of can I get this again? I wasn't going to rebuy the entire Stargate saga from SG1 to Atlantis just because there was a new Blu-ray one out, because my DVDs look great and I have everything on there. And also I heard that the Blu-ray remaster of the SG1 stuff wasn't that great. It was kind of a slapdash job. Whole other point though. But you're right. We will go out and buy stuff. There is a large portion, a significant portion of the old school fan base who loves their physical media, who will go out and buy another version when it comes out. They will go out and get this. They'll get that. They'll get an additional thing just for extra stuff, because especially if they're a particular collector of that franchise. If you're a real collector of that, you're going to do it. I mean, I guess perfect example, to an extent, what I did. I mean, granted, I was replacing it, but I didn't have to. When I was replacing a year or so ago, when I was filling in the missing pieces of my EU collection that had been lost due to moves and a divorce, where a box of the first chunk of the New Republic arc of my EU had been left in a box in a Quonset hut in Florida. And then when my stepdad and my mom got divorced, that box was never going to reach me again. And also, it had just been in a box in a Quonset hut. There was no way those things were in quality condition anymore. Probably moldy all to hell. So I had to replace a good 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I had to replace a good 8 books, and more than half of them their original first editions were in hardcover. What did I do? Yeah, I could have cheaped out and just bought paperbacks, but paperbacks had the dirty word that begins with an L on top of it now. and that has no place in my house. Although I did get tricked when I rebought my Jedi Academy trilogy. It said it did not have the Legends tag on it, but when it arrived, it had the Legends tag on it. So 2 of my copies have the dirty word on it, the dirty Disney slur on it. But what did I do for the rest of them? For my Thrawn trilogy, I wanted hardcover books because that's what I read them in. Second Heir to the Empire, I had that stuff. I wanted to replace. I wanted my Courtship for Princess Leia back in hardcover. I wanted that stuff. I wanted my Truce of Baccarat back. And I went into Amazon and I patiently waited until I saw a good deal on the first edition hardcovers. And those are first edition. Well, the Heir to the Empire is the 15th, 20th anniversary edition. And that was the special one because that was a better deal because that was only $25 instead of $60 for hardcover of Heir to the Empire. I wasn't going to go that high, but I got good deals on all that. So I went to the extreme of doing the best I could to get the hard copy versions because that's what I wanted for my collection. Because to me, that's part of the collection. They have to be there in hardcover. So I completely understand what you're talking about, where the real fan will go that extra distance for that because we love it, and we're passionate about it.
And we've seen that the new fans aren't that way because look at the toy sales for Star Wars. They used to be titan of toy sales. Any action figure came out of Star Wars, you'd have fans buying up 2 or 3. Now every single character they put out, flop. No one buys them. They're on the clearance rack in a week.
I mean, the crazies will buy some of this stuff. Obviously, I mentioned it, the HasLab Ghost thing that got funded, but the Hasbro was really smart when they did that. They announced it in the middle of Comic-Con, San Diego Comic-Con, where a lot of them were central. They were centralized. They were all gathered in that one place. And when they announced it, everybody heard about it. You had your install base right there.
Yep.
So it got funded in 3 days. So that was going to happen no matter what. And then they all just kept dumping money into it because they wanted their extra action figures to go with it. There is that actual, there are fans of it. I may think they're creepy and crazy and weird, but they're there. They scream and they cry and they vomit everywhere. That's their own words. I didn't make that up. But they really are, small in comparison in terms of hang on, hiccup. In terms of purchasing power and stamina. The High Republic is a failure. I mean, it is. There, the numbers are there. I've read the articles. I've made the videos. I've shared the data that I've seen. They've decreased the amount of books they release every year for the past 3 years, and the sales have just massively dropped. Nobody's interested in this except for a handful of people who go nuts over it. Today they announced another book, and a lot of them were squeeing on Twitter, and I didn't. I was busy causing chaos in another place on Twitter, so I didn't waste my time there. Mustang, did you see what I did?
That would require me being on social media.
Oh, let's just say that there was a small incident that came out of Star Trek Engage yesterday, and it involved us just making fun of Dermy, even though he wasn't there. Yet then Dermy got pulled into it, and then Anna started defending him. And then I ran out of gas because Dermy wasn't listening to me anymore, and I brought in Raster. And things went nuclear after that.
Anna's going to kick all your asses, and I'm going to sit back and enjoy it.
I'm not afraid of Anna.
You should be.
I'm not. She's already claimed to have killed me 22 times, so I'm still here. Still here.
Wait a minute. You're not on Fortnite. How could she have killed you?
She's killed, according to her, 22 of my clones on Star Trek Engage. She's killed 22 of my clones, so I'm still here.
You've been red-shirted to hell.
I am the red shirt, but according to my numbers, I've only lost 6 clones. Technically 5 because I'm on number 6 now. Yeah, it was about 100% my fault. I hot tagged in Raster, and I regret nothing. It was a fun time today. But back on topic. harkening back to what I mentioned, my conversation, my original very first conversation with Jeb, where we talk about what could be saved, what couldn't be. And this is something that I've taken to lately because I'm seeing a lot of the apathetic Star Wars fans, the weird ones, they have been coming across my timeline lately because of certain people I follow. And every time one of them says Disney has killed it for me, I hate it. I feel compelled to say, don't lose heart. You don't let Disney Star Wars take away your love, your original love that's there, because once you can, as Devil said before, once you can understand that the bastardized version, uh, converted, what's the word I want? God, I forgot the word I wanted to use anyway. When the horrible version, the abomination. Once you understand the perverted, that's what perverted version is not legitimate, it's very easy to put it aside and realize, wow, this doesn't affect the real thing. And I feel they need to tell people that lately, just and give them maybe some hope that even if it may never be saved, you were there first. Don't let them take that away from you. It'll be all right.
Samuel did a thing.
Okay. What's this? You think we can get away with this? I don't know if we can get away
I
with
asked him and he said he's fine showing it, but she might be a little upset.
I say I don't want to pass off Anna. This is it's in the that would be going too far. I don't know what I don't know what I've done. She's angry with me. I'm not sure what. I mean, yes, I bring up Dermy once a week on Engage because it's required. Because 10% of the show, 10-15% of the show is Dermy bashing, and we all are okay with that. But that would be shots fired if I posted that. I'll let Samuel put it in the private chat, but I'll leave that there. I'll bring that out.
Why can't I get that link to open?
Because it's in our DM room. That's why for Engage. You probably don't have access to it. That's why.
Oh yeah, I don't have access to that.
But let's just say it's a picture of Anna, and it's mustachioed Dermy popping up from a certain place on her body. I think
I'll send it to you, Mustang. I'll try to send it.
Just put it. Just send me a DM.
You can save the picture. Yeah. I see that would be shots fired, and I'm not looking to. I did enough today. And she is angry at me for tagging in Raster. She's never gone toe to toe with Raster before, and Raster was relentless all day. It was funny as hell. It was entertainment for me between doing stuff. Don't show Samuel. I mean, I can't meme for shit. I know I can't meme for shit. I can make a good caption for stuff, but I'm no way a good memer. But yeah, so the timeless thing. Bottom line, if it's timeless and it's still beloved, I say, don't forget why you love something. And I had to learn that lesson myself. Don't forget why you love something. Don't let somebody and their perverted version of it take away something that's been important to you, in some cases, maybe for your entire life, that gave you a certain level of hope and stability. I mean, there are many times in my life where when I was young and in stressful situations where thoughts of Star Wars kept me sane. Where the music, the scenes, the ideas, the themes it upheld kept me from going to dark places and from losing it. I mean, so I will never again, having done it once, I will never again let anybody take away my love for something because they've killed it with a newer version. Or not a newer version, with a bastardized version, with their repurposed project. I'm never gonna let them do it. because it's there are always cutoff points where you can say, "Yep, ends right here, ends right here." Yeah. Yeah, you're right, Samuel. Anna did hold her own. Anna managed to come up with she stuck to her lawyer shtick against Raster for Dermy, and it will. And she managed to use that to run most of the day. Although I think at one point she asked, "What's a back taco?" I don't think she had realized what she was defending up until that point. Hail Alex Vang. You predict. All right, Dave Filoni, make Ahsoka fly. All right. Here's the thing. I have put this out there. I put this out there yesterday. I put it out there on stream. I put it out there in a tweet. And let me ask you guys this: how do you think, in I guess less than 24 hours now, when it drops? Even though I won't actually put my review up until Wednesday. We'll do it till Wednesday. How do you think with Ahsoka the White? Mustang, I know you must be fuming at hearing that. You have to be.
Continue.
With Ahsoka the White, though. You
Continue.
Okay. Now that Ahsoka the White is traveling inside the mouth of a space whale to get to another galaxy. Here's the thing, and again, correct me if I'm wrong, but I know I'm not wrong. The Force exists in the Star Wars galaxy because life in the Star Wars galaxy creates it. We learned that lesson.
The fuck?
In the original trilogy. Are you fighting zombies?
No, I'm sitting here trying to figure out that kind of mentality.
Oh, okay. What meant? Oh, do you know where I'm going with this?
Oh, I got an idea where you're going with this.
Yeah. All right. Anyway, but the Force exists in the Star Wars galaxy because life creates it, as Yoda told us so eloquently in Empire Strikes Back.
Yeah.
The Yuuzhan Vong did not exist in the Force because they came from another galaxy. That is why they were Force invisible in the Force. So, with fake Grand Admiral Thrawn, and his band of cohorts who have driven on the donut ring of destiny out to the other galaxy, and now, as I said, Ahsoka the White and David Tennant droid are traveling in the mouth of the space whale to get out there. And I'm not making any of this up. That's what's happening. How do you think the Filoni zombies and the other stands are going to defend if and when Ahsoka the White, Ray Stevenson, bangs emo dark Jedi girl, tryhard Jedi Ezra? How do you think they're going to defend it when all of them use the Force in a galaxy where the Force doesn't exist?
They really bring in Ezra?
They're going to. We got 3 episodes left. They're gonna bring him in. They have to. That's part of the bait for the Rebels stands.
I'm sorry, my brain does not compute that level of stupidity.
So you don't have an answer for me? You don't have
No, that's just pure. That's a level of stupidity my brain does not work with.
So, Devil, you got anything you want to posit on how they're going to do it? Because I don't know. That's what I'm asking. I literally do not know what possible brain dead stand response they're going to give when we say, how are they using the Force in the galaxy where the Force doesn't exist?
Same thing as they always do. They'll come up with some imaginary thing, and to explain in their own heads, and damn, the canon, damn the freaking story. They do it every time. Like I said, they've taken like Link, and they'll take Link saying one little thing and say, "Oh, this means Link is trans." What? Because one time he freaking complimented Zelda on her dress or some shit. Now he's
put on a dress. He put on a dress to sneak into a village that one time.
Yeah, exactly. And so somehow that's proof that every day he goes, "I really want to be a woman." It's just they make this shit up in their head, and they to dilute themselves. And so they'll do the same thing here.
I got it.
I got an
This-
idea too, but you go first. I got an idea now too. Go ahead.
This is how they're going to do it. They're going to actually say that the Force is in all living things throughout the entire universe, galaxy,
That'll
every
be their
place.
default. That I think though. I would love to. I would love them try to say that all the Force users have a Force battery that they've been charging, and they've
Oh, I
charged
can.
it up inside of them. So that's why they're able to still use the Force, because they have a Force battery, because they were
Mhm.
there, and now they'll run out eventually, but they have a Force battery. We're gonna be able to do stuff until it goes away.
Force battery sounds like charges you'll get. You're being charged with force battery.
You know,
It's gonna happen. It's gonna
Yeah.
happen this week. It's going to.
I don't have any desire to watch it. I don't care. And
Oh, you don't have to watch it. I do it for you. It's okay. It's fine.
oh no, I've got other things that I can do. Me and Grum can just do our standard bah humbug on this one.
Yeah. Well, it's not your job to watch it. You don't have to. It's my job. And Devil will do it just to tell Dermy to shut up. just leave me alone. Fine, I did it.
There's no way Derming likes this.
Oh, did you not hear? Oh, it's not Wednesday yet. You haven't watched Ballbusters yet.
No.
Would you like me to? You know what? I'll save it. I'll let you watch it for yourself. Dermy. Let's just say Dermy. There were two sides to Dermy. It was the side that knows it was shit, but then I got my Anakin, and he and I had a little fight.
He got his Anakin.
Yes, because Hayden Christensen came back last week.
Hayden Christensen is not Anakin.
Well, he is. He is Anakin. The prequels, he is Anakin. But he got his Anakin, he got his Clone Wars, and Dermy really liked his fluffy candy. He liked his fluffy shiny. Even though
Did
he
they
knew what he
deep
was
fake?
supposed to
They
be.
did they deep fake him?
No, it was him.
Okay.
They de-aged him a little bit. Wasn't very good.
Okay, I can accept Hayden that way, but if
Hayden
they-
wasn't bad. Hayden wasn't the problem with last week's episode. Hayden actually was fine. Frankly, he was better than he was 20 years ago. And he didn't do anything to disrespect the character of Anakin. And he still had the moves. He could still do the lightsaber moves. Unlike
Okay.
Rosario Dawson, who couldn't move to save her life.
then I would accept him still as Anakin. But yeah, had he gone down the road that I was expecting, I would have said no. He lost the ability to be Anakin.
No, he was there. He was respectful. He sounded, he behaved, and yeah, he played the role that the show had him play, as basically a delusion made by Ahsoka, who was drowning for 4 hours and told herself how great she was. At least that's what we're all seeing.
Man's got to get paid.
Well, I'm not gonna tell Hayden not to take a paycheck, and also Hayden deserves his redemption. He deserves his redemption because he's been good to the fans. Hayden, if anything, has always been respectful to the fans and grateful for the appreciation he got from certain section. And now he deserves his swan song. He deserves to ride off into the sunset and be beloved because he's been a good guy about the whole thing. Never clapped back for 20 years when everybody gave him shit. Never said anything. Just took it like a man. And I was one of them. I was very harsh back in the day. I admit that, but I softened over the years, and watching him last week, he did a good job. He was solid. He had fun with it, and I respected he could still do the moves because that's one thing I respected about him and Ewan and Liam Neeson and everybody who trained to do the moves back in the prequels. They trained their asses off so they could actually fight in those scenes and not need stunt doubles. I mean, you're not going to make Christopher Lee do it because he was an old man. So of course you're gonna you were going to CGI somebody else's face over him. And I don't know how Ian McDermott, he did the best he could. He was very, some of it was digital early on, but anyway. But the guys who were in there, I mean, when it was Ewan and Liam against Ray Park, or when it was Ewan versus Hayden on Mustafar, it was them doing the moves, and I respected the hell out of that to this day because that's training, that's effort, that's wanting to bring it to life and not have you break our suspension of disbelief. But he could still pull it off. So mad respect. But everybody else in that show, they move like sloths. Rosario Dawson cannot do the choreography. The two other
No.
little girls, they're just swinging sticks to hit each other. And Ray Stevenson, may he rest in peace, was going through the motions. He wasn't really doing anything spectacular when it was him and not a stunt double. So, but Dermy is like, yeah, the show is crap, but I got to see Anakin, yay! So I gave him shit over that on Friday. So you'll get to see that. You'll get to see it. You'll get to see it. And of course, Dermy gets a little bit because he was already drunk at that point. He had already had stuff to drink, so he is slightly drunk, Dermy. But still, it was a bad take, and I called him on it.
Yeah, I can't get behind them giving you some member berries or whatever for a thing. I know I don't hold it against him and X-Wing for being happy to see Hayden and stuff. It's just I'm not gonna praise them for it when it's like it's like some girl biting down as she's servicing you and saying, "But I tickled your balls." I'm sorry.
Yeah, but here's the thing. I you're more forgiving than I am. I can't forgive the happily taking the fluff in the face and saying, "But I got this, so I'm happy with this moment." Because maybe it's the writer in me, but all I can do when I watch an episode like that where they're throwing out rehashed events that have already been portrayed. Yes, it was animation, but it was already portrayed, rehashed events to cloud your mind and to gloss over, to distract you from the bad writing, the bad dialogue, the bad storytelling. And that I can't see past that. Maybe because I'm not a fan of Clone Wars. Because I was already a full-on adult when it dropped. I was beyond it. I didn't need it. And frankly, it annoyed me. Granted, I've found ways to accept it in my old age, but it wasn't my Star Wars. But maybe that's why. But it doesn't. It's not enough. Again, I didn't fall for Luke Skywalker at the end of Mando season 2. I didn't lose my shit over that. I was angry at that. Because to me, it was look at the shinies. Look at this. We're here to distract you from bad. So I guess I'm just not as forgiving as maybe some are over it, because it's weak. It's a weak attempt to distract you. And I refuse to be distracted from the bullshit. Yeah. I will not be distracted. Let's see. Yeah, that's another thing that a lot of people are bringing up. Thanks, Alex Vang, for that. All this stuff going on, and Mustang. They referenced Leia in last week's episode.
Why?
Well, while General Girl Boss Hera and her abomination child were listening to lightsaber fighting in the waves, because now just by telling her to listen, she can hear the Force too. Yeah, the Force is in everything, Mustang. It's in everybody. If you just squint your eyes hard enough and squeeze out a crap, you can be a part of the Force too. But while she were doing that, fat Asian starfighter X-wing pilot, who Dave Filoni has made the glue for all his pathetic series, comes to tell them, the New Republic wants us to report now. Senator Organa can only distract them and hold them off for so much longer.
Senator Organa?
Yeah, Leia. So they have the audacity to reference Leia as being active right now. But F all, if we're going to use her, a real Star Wars hero, why don't we go get Luke Skywalker? Oh, Han's off being a deadbeat dad, so don't worry about him.
What time frame is this set in?
I believe some are saying it's, according to the Disney timeline, 9 ABY. So it's about 2 to 3 years after Battle of Endor.
Senator Organa.
Yeah.
Has he
While you,
bothered to read any of George's work or
of
anybody
course
else?
not. As you process that real quick, Samuel for $5. Thank you, Samuel. Always love it. You don't have to, but I appreciate it. Forgiveness is divine, so take it up with the Lord. Yeah, I don't forgive. I forgive people if they're my friends. If you're my friend, I will forgive you, which I've a couple of times done in the past. But if it was something egregious, I will hold a grudge for a long time. I have held grudges in the past, but friends and family are allowed forgiveness. Retards and ingrates are not. I'm not. I am not that kind of person. I'm just not. But thank you, Samuel, for $5. Always appreciated for the support. And we hope you can still make it tonight as well. Why won't Disney sell the original characters if we're not going to use them? I mean, Sony has Spider-Man. That's an excellent question. Because they hate them.
Yeah.
Disney Lucasfilm hates the original trilogy characters.
Yeah. No, that is 100% not even. That's known. Everybody knows that.
Yeah. They hate Luke Skywalker. They hate Han Solo. They hate Leia, and they will do everything to. Well, Dave Filoni. Now that, all right, Mustang. Here, let me throw this to you because again, you've been out of the loop for a couple of weeks doing real world shit. Here, one of the things that has come about in the past 4 weeks since Ahsoka has started, because we're 5 episodes in, but we're 4 weeks in because they did a 2-episode drop to start. Certain individuals out there, one of them being Star Wars Theory, has propagated the idea that there's Disney Star Wars and then there's Dave Filoni Star Wars.
Oh boy, ain't never gonna learn.
Yeah. That Disney Star Wars is the retard on parade, but Dave Filoni Star Wars, that's the cool thing. That's what's saving Star Wars. And because he has pushed that, there are all kinds of happy little zombies lining up behind him. Bunch of all the Filoni zombies and people who are pushing the false narrative that Dave Filoni is uniting prequel fans, original trilogy fans, and also in his saving of Star Wars. And Devil, I heard the chuckle there.
Yes.
I mean, Mustang. What do you make of that idea that Dave Filoni is saving Star Wars? That he is that he is not Disney Star Wars.
Well, I've been lucky. I mean, in the afternoons, I've been able to set aside a couple hours, and Grump and I are playing games. So he's kind of kept me in the loop on things. And, after hearing that and your take on it and a little bit that I do know, I just have to wonder, is Theory becoming Mauler? And that's a serious question.
Oh, you mean Doomcock?
Yeah, Doomcock. Sorry,
Yeah.
my brain.
Mauler has not drunk the Kool-Aid on this.
No, he won't.
No, he put out a video today. He called it Star Wars Will Never Grow Up.
No, I just got the two of them mixed up.
Yeah.
It's like I said,
It's the mask thing. No. Mauler, while he may have thought Andor was good, Mauler is not. We have not lost Mauler to the dark side. No, we have not.
But Theory is okay. Knowing his history, and God forbid he had a cancer and this kept him alive, he wants with all of his heart for it to be good and to be what he remembers. And the man needs to realize it's not. And the sooner he realizes that, the better it's going to be for him in the long run. Because how many times has he been screwed by them or sued by them? I wonder.
Well, here's the thing. Jed and I were talking about this on Saturday while we were having dinner, and I was asking him, "Have I been?" I wanted Jed's take on it because Jed has to walk the line because he works with Jeremy, and Jeremy has a good relationship with Theory. So I'm never asking Jed to weigh in on this, but I have Dre to weigh in on it, so it's fine. Dre has been providing me with context to my questions in a very colorful manner, as only Dre can. But I have been asking the question of when I invoke theory like we have now. I have in all my times I've invoked theory, and the chat has brought it up sometimes. So sometimes it wasn't even the chat or a comment has brought it up. I have not gone after theory calling him any names. I haven't attacked him. I haven't even made videos because that's not how I operate. I'm not gonna. First of all, I'm not gonna punch up on a 3 million sub channel where hundreds of thousands of people could descend on me and crush me just by their numbers. Whether or not they're right doesn't matter. It would be an attrition game. I wouldn't be able to win. But when I bring up theory in these instances, it's mainly, and I have replied to a couple of things he's done on Twitter a little bit, basically not attack him, just saying, stop doing this. You're embarrassing yourself. Please stop. Theory should be, in my opinion, he should be the guy that could change the tide in all of this because of his social media influence. If he called it out, and we've seen him call out, he's had moments of clarity. We've seen him call this shit out before. But then, as Dre put it, it's battered wife syndrome. He keeps coming back thinking that it's going to be better this time, that he's not going to get beat up. He's not going to get smacked around. And his latest thing of Dave Filoni does no wrong. Dave Filoni can cook. Dave Filoni has all this great stuff. He knows what he's doing. Like you said, I don't understand this. Well, like I say, you seem to understand it. Like Dre seems to understand it better than I do. And that's why I keep asking, why does it keep happening?
Okay, there's.
I mean, I understand his history. And like you said, I understand his history. I know his history on that. But there has to be a point where you man up and just say, no.
Well, there could be multiple things that we're not privy to. One, like I said, we both know his history. We all know his history with the cancer and how Star Wars kept him going. This could be something inside of him, and I've seen people do this. I've got it in certain soft spots from my heart that I want things to always be good. Two, he could have had a lawsuit or something brought against him we've never known about, and he needs to toe the line.
He's bought and paid for it. And he's bought and paid for then?
Not bought and paid for. He is under probably he may be under some kind of a court order. We do not know. There's something there that isn't seem right. He is smarter than this. So there's, to me, knowing that this is very unnatural for somebody with his extreme knowledge of Star Wars.
Yeah.
It seems more like Disney has probably sent in their lawyers that they have on retainer just for people like this and done things. Or he may have been, as you said, bought and paid for. We don't know. It just doesn't make sense.
Well, did you see his comments that he just made a day or two ago?
Which ones? I know he had some sort of meetup. That's all. Last time I think.
Yeah,
last thing I saw he had a meetup.
Yeah, essentially, once again, he's all like, "Oh, they're babies" or some shit, insulting his fan base, or the people who he should be trying to cultivate as his fan base.
He's calling
his puts his foot in his mouth.
He's calling his fans babies.
Yeah, he's been doing that. Yeah, he's been fighting with people on Twitter for the past couple of weeks.
Yeah. Something's going on here.
He put his foot in his mouth. Essentially, same thing as always.
He said toxicity, this and that. Hey, bros, why are you guys doing this? Blah, blah, blah. I mean, it's I understand. And Samuel for another $5 weighing in on this conversation. Theory is like that kid who really believes that surely this time Dad's gonna come to his ball game. Oh, no, Dad went to buy those. Dad went to buy those cigarettes. He ain't coming back. No, he's not gonna be there. But
that really hurts for us. Whose dad left? Why you gotta bring up our shit?
My dad was dead. My dad was dead. He couldn't be there, and my stepdad didn't give a shit. But my mom was there. She was there. She did the best she could. I appreciate that.
My dad
Thank
was
you,
there.
Samuel. Yeah, thanks, Samuel, for $5. He was sober. You see, now I wish I could do it. I want to play the South Park baseball episode where Randy's getting in all the fights, but we will get hit for that if I play it because it's got Rocky music in it or an adaptation of rock music, and of course they'll hit us playing with it. But that is great. Hey, you want a piece of me? You talking to me? No one else here. Hey, Bat Dad. Dad!
Okay. I just saw what Devil sent me. It finally came through.
Oh,
I will post that myself.
Okay, well, fine. You incur that wrath.
Yeah.
I'm not picking that fight. I mean, it's already in the engaged DM room, so I don't need to. I don't need to do.
I mean, she'll get a laugh out of that. Anna's got a great.
You got to laugh
camera.
out of it, but I don't I don't know if that was made for public sharing. That's all. That's why I'm not going to do that. Well, you should have seen what Devil had to do for her intro face on the Engage intro. There wasn't a straight picture, so he AI'd it, and her mouth just opened like this whole time.
She's okay, Anna. Yeah, you. Okay. Allow me to fire my AI generator up.
Right. Hail, horny Alf. Alf, if you have the time, you have the link. You're welcome to come in and join us if you got the time. But yeah, so the theory thing, again, I don't have anything personally against the guy. I respect everything he's done as a businessman, what he's built. I mean, you can't not respect what he's built as his social media platform as Star Wars. My thing is, you have all this power, and whether Mustang is right or not, whether something legally, something we don't know happened, that he either has been censored by Disney and told to shut up lest we destroy you, or he has been bought and paid for. We don't whatever. Again, I'm not saying any of that. We're just theorizing here. No pun intended. We are just simply putting it out there. To me, he could have been the game changer for a long time to stop the narrative of Disney Star Wars being legitimate.
He's going to reach 3 million people. Those 3 million would talk to. He could potentially see about 20 million people. It's a good size audience, and there's so many different people that are talking about it. And the thing is, people know this is bad. Mm-hmm. And anybody that goes and reads the history, because Disney could try and destroy canon all they want. We've got the books. That's always going to be there.
Yep.
They're going to see what Disney's doing. This is corporate media. This is not storytelling. This is trying to sell merch. And I got news for you. It ain't selling. I was at the store the other day. It's on the shelf.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I've had cross corroboration because I don't go to the bookstores anymore, but I've seen the imagery and I pass by sometimes. And when I see evidence like you do in a store, books ain't moving. I was talking about this with Dragon Lady yesterday on Pseudo Roundtable. We were talking about this, and she confirmed it on her end because I've seen it here and I've seen pictures of it, and she confirms it herself. You go into Barnes and Noble, and back in the day, and I'm sure you guys can remember this, back in the day, between I would say 1995, when things were in full swing, between 1995, 98, 99, when the prequels started, when it really got into with extra Clone Wars books, World Republic books, all the way to 2012, right before he sold it. You went to a Barnes and Nobles, a Books A Million, a B. Dalton, a Walden Books. I don't know if any of those exist anymore. Because
actually some of them do.
Okay. Well, we know Barnes and Nobles exist. It's not worth its time anymore in terms of pricing. But you go into there. Back in the day, the Star Wars section, and you know what a Barnes and Noble's bookshelf section looks like, the dividing tiers. You know what they look like. It's four down, doubles. But when you went there were 3 or 4 of them, all filled with Star Wars books. All of it, tons of them. Tons of stuff. Now it's down to 1. And it's all Disney Star Wars stuff.
And not surprised.
Nobody's buying this stuff. And
well, it's not even Disney. I mean, we talk a lot about Disney, but it's Amazon.
Well, that too, but I've seen numbers, and I've had the numbers in those who have access to those and put it out there. The sales are down too. For that stuff online. People aren't buying this stuff. They don't want it.
No, you know what they're buying? They're buying Ripaverse.
Yeah, they're buying. Well, they're buying independent stuff, and they're buying and they're buying manga, and they're buying other franchises that are not connected to this corporatization.
Correct. Yeah. People want escape. That's all they want. That when they have for their entertainment, whether it is a TV, a movie, anything. I mean, video games. My wife and I were talking about this tonight because we were discussing whether I should stream some videos or for some video games, I should say. And they're all entertainment. And what do they all have in common? We want to escape from today's world. We want to be transported someplace or just not have to put up with today's crap. And when you have corporate media that is just giving us today's crap, people don't want that. They're going to go to independent creators and places where they can get it so that they can escape and relax and have a good evening or morning or whatever. People don't care about, this corporate bull. They really don't.
And what does it say then, as we've pretty much laid it out? You've got these stands, the stand base, who are now basically carrying water for corporations.
I actually think that the more and more I think about it, there are definite stands. Do not take me wrong on this. I think more and more of these are probably bought and paid for employees going on these social media companies. And this is
some yes, some no. I mean, I understand what you're saying. Some I can see are the legitimate whack jobs. Some are, and then they're the ones who will come out and say, "What are this?" They'll do one of those stupid question posts, those ones. But then they're the ones who are. Some of them, I think it's multiple people running certain accounts now. I feel that it's not one person because the voice, as it were, the tone differs sometimes when they change topics. I mean, one in particular, one of my favorite special morons, who likes to continually say The Last Jedi is the greatest Star Wars movie of all time, and will constantly try and create and drum up engagement around that. And then once in a blue moon, this account will switch to actually talking about the EU, and it sounds completely different from the person talking about The Last Jedi. The word choice, the tone, to me, it feels different. So I believe that accounts like that, I think it's multiple people running these accounts.
Oh, it is. There is no doubt about it.
Because there's no way somebody can have. First of all, I don't think a sane person can have that opinion, claim The Last Jedi is the greatest thing, and then go back and try and talk out good about the EU. I don't think that's mentally possible unless you are truly insane. But then again, I just feel it feels something off there.
Well, look what just happened with Rotten Tomatoes.
Well, there it is. Yeah, we talked about that last week. Yeah, what we all knew to be true has happened. That Rotten Tomatoes is bought and paid for to an extent. That PR firms are purposefully fudging everything.
Yeah,
and they're moving the goalposts. They're changing the rules because they are doing the dirty work for everything. But now, just to maybe segue away from this for a minute, I forgot to bring up yesterday, and I want to be doing it. Mustang, again, you've been out of the loop. Have you seen us talk about Island in the Stars?
No, I don't even know what that is.
Oh, you're in for a treat, dude. You are in for a treat. Samuel brought this to my attention last Monday, and I am on a mission to put this in front of eyes that can really make a difference here. We're here. We're at the Indiegogo crowdfund for this. We're here. Well, also I'll bring up the YouTube website, the Real Tom Conkle. That's where we saw it. But here's the Indiegogo site, Island Stars. Mustang, enjoy this video. You haven't seen it yet. Now we will get a claim, but I'm okay with that because my mission is to put this in front of as many people as possible, and hopefully, the bigger channels in our sphere will get wind of this and start talking about it on the bigger live streams. Because as I put it yesterday, I've been putting it since Friday when I showed it on Ballbusters, and everybody on Ballbusters lost their shit over this. If Comicsgate, with their very small audience, and let's admit, Comicsgate, as powerful and great as they are within their little section of the sphere, they are a very small audience. They haven't grown that much over the years. They have not. But if they can still fund it They can fund all this. They can fund everything they put up there, and make hundreds of thousands of dollars for people with a very small base. If we put this in front of the Fellowship, if the Fellowship on the bigger channels can win this could be successful. Legatus, I see this. Legatus, in all reality, the G&G forums, they're kind of dead. They're very dead. And G&G forums does not move the needle at all. I don't go there anymore. I'll be honest. I don't go there anymore.
No, everybody's really using the G&G Discord.
Yeah, it's not a claim, Samuel. I get a sharing claim. I still stuff, but it gets because of the music, we get a shame. It's a sharing thing. It's not a claim. It's a sharing claim, is what I'm saying. It's not a claim thing. Yeah, Tom Cockle, he's not out there getting that because he wants to work. So Mustang, I'm going to show you this trailer now, and I will pause it if you want me to, because you're going to see a lot of good shit here. This is incredible. This is Iron Age. This is the kind of thing we need to support, and you guys can see it. 25 days left of what I believe is their first 30 days, because when you do Indiegogo, you get 60 days total, and on the last days, if you refresh it, you get a fresh 30. But that first 30 days, this is achievable if we put this in front of Fellowship. Watch it. If you haven't seen this, I was hoping you hadn't seen it so that we'd have an excuse to play the trailer again. So here we go. Here we go.
My name is Vernon George Wells. I'm an actor and a producer. And what we're talking about is a wonderful film I'll be doing called Island in the Stars.
I love watching
Island in the Stars is the story of a young woman named Jackie Driscoll, who on a faraway planet encounters a roguish space pirate who has with him a mysterious box that may lead to her missing father, as her destiny lies hidden on an island in the stars.
So my name is Emily Coop. I am an actor, singer-songwriter, and I'm playing Jackie. Island in the Stars is pretty much Pirates of the Caribbean meets Star Wars. I mean, it's going to be amazing.
Yeah, Mustang, this is literally steampunk pirates in space.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
And right away, what do you think of this artwork so far?
Go ahead and play it, and I'll tell you what I think afterwards. I've got some thoughts already.
Okay.
It's the kind of movie that 14-year-old Tom would have been like, I want to see this. I have to see this movie. Because I think you should be making films. You should be making art that you yourself want to see.
So when we started putting this together, I just started going through my Rolodex of 40 years odd of people, not just people in front of the camera, but people behind the camera, people that I know, calling in favors and talking to people. Because I think that this film deserves to have the best.
Oh, I love this. I love those costumes here, man.
Obviously, working with Dream Screens Australia is huge. They're an amazing, talented group of people, and the technology they're bringing into film is just fantastic.
It's going to be wonderful, and seriously, I'll be ringing a lot of you up to see this and pestering the heck out of you to get this film made, because I think it's wonderful.
I love this music.
Island in the Stars is truly an epic science fiction adventure film.
Island in the Stars allows for all of these elements to come together in this confluence of a movie that I want to see, that is a action adventure fantasy science fiction movie.
It will be fun, you will love it, and we will do everything we can to make it the best that there is. So please. This film will remind you of what you've missed out on and show you that it's still there, and you'll be able to talk to your kids and say, that's what it used to be like. Island in the Stars. I can't wait for you to see it.
I mean, I think this thing looks badass, and people need to know it's out there. So, what do you think, Mustang?
Well, steampunk, everybody knows that follows the channel knows I love it. Are they trying to make this? They're trying to crowdfund it.
Yeah, it's crowdfunded. They're crowdfunding the whole thing, and their initial goal is 66,000, and they've got the stretch goals going all the way through this. It's just there is
that costuming, the scenery, everything. That's not a $66,000 budget. That's
obviously that's their tier 1 funding goal, and then there's the tier 2, and and tier 3. I mean, obviously, you can see they want to get there, but to get to that first goal, I mean, their ultimate stretch goal clearly $25 million. But I feel as though you put this in front of people who are thirsty for these things. I will share the link in the chat to the Indiegogo right now. I got it right here. Thank you. If you got the link, here you go. But this is what we need right now. Something that is made purely for entertainment.
It reminds me a lot of Axion, and to my knowledge, that still has never been made.
Well, I mean, wasn't that Star Trek?
Yeah.
Well, again, that was a property. So, this is an original idea, an original IP. Clearly, influences of other things in there. Obviously, you can't escape that kind of thing these days. Everything we all do when we try to make something, we're influenced by other things. But it is just something that is something that so many people want, something fresh, original, purely just made for fun. And I believe that if the Fellowship, our sphere, which is a generous sphere that is hungry for stuff, if they really got wind of this thing could get some legs under it right now. I wish I was big enough that I could lead this charge, but I know I can't. So that's my hope. Jay Fraser for £5. Thank you, Jay Fraser 360. Hail, gents. Hey, Adam. Have you watched Open Buy 65, number 65 last orders? Timestamps 13:44:21. If you are interested. If that was last week's Open Bar, no, I did not watch last week's Open Bar on Thursday. I was busy that afternoon. No, I have not, but I will check that out. Thank you. I will do that. You can reply to me in regular chat what that's in reference to, and I will check it out. So again, thank you for the £5, and I hope I have no idea what there, but we'll see what it is. If you just give me a hint what it was about, maybe I can at least maybe talk about it. Because again, I did not get a chance to watch Open Bar last week, so no, I didn't get a chance. But this is the kind of thing I want to succeed right now. Because this is something that looks new and fresh in a potential for a space epic, a space opera, as opposed to Zack Snyder's Rebel Moon, which looks like dog shit.
Oh, no, this thing looks gorgeous. And actually, it's coming about at the perfect time. If they would get a hold of, I can't say this.
You could either put it in the private chat or tell me later. But I mean, just in all seriousness, though, it feels like it's.
Well, let's put it this way: there's a certain video game getting ready to be released that's set around this type of world and this type of era, and the two of those together would be wow.
Mm-hmm. I know what you're talking about. Yeah. Well, we could talk about it. I mean, Nightingale has a release date in February.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, we're getting ready for Nightingale. We're getting ready for all kinds of games like that. We got Return to Moria in about 3-4 weeks. So we're getting ready for that too. Samuel for another $5. Here's the thing, Mustang. Even if in the end it doesn't get made, isn't it worth trying?
Oh yeah, always. Anything. It doesn't hurt to try to get something funded. It's they need to get a hold of people that could get this in front of the public, because that's who's going to want to see it.
Yeah, I mean, Tom Conkle has reached out. He's reached out to my comments. He's been in my comments. He's been in. He's talked to Samuel through his social media as well, because we I when we first looked at this last Monday, I cut out our conversation and just put up that as a video because I just wanted to try and get this out there. And my initial reaction, that was my initial reaction, and I was blown away by this. I am fascinated by this movie.
This is my genre, my style, 100%, and it's got everything in it that I want to see. But I also understand steampunk era can be a very niche group of people. But they're diehard, and I'm going to put this before a few people that I know that love this. And
yeah, I mean, Dermy being somehow Dermy is in contact with a lot of larger channels, and he said he was gonna that on Friday he was sending out feelers for this. Thank you, Samuel, for $5, and Jay Frazier. Oh, dude, thank you for the plug for the channel, and thank you for plugging this project. See, there it is. If we just get it out there, I think things would happen. Again, thank you for the shout out. I appreciate that so much. I appreciate it that you guys think so much of me. I really do. It's that you want to listen to my bullshit all the time. It amazes me still sometimes. Thank you for the shout out, dude. Much appreciated. And yeah, so I think that, I mean, imagine if somebody like Drinker really took an interest in this and put this in front of his audience or stuff like that. I mean, I understand what you're saying, that steampunk would be niche, but what I see here is even though we only got that little bit of what the story's about, I see in a single movie, and they're doing this smart thing. We're just going to make a movie. We're not trying to make a franchise. We're not trying to make a saga, even though I see the franchise potential in something like this. We're just trying to make a good movie with a good story that looks and feels like something unique and fun.
Well, it's like Mortal Engines. I love that show. A lot of people don't because they don't understand the entire steampunk, and they don't understand. They really didn't they didn't sell that movie well enough and explain it. This one looks like somebody really is trying to do it right.
Yeah. And to me, this is the future. I believe this type of thing is the future, where you're gonna put something out there that your passion is behind, and it's going to touch the fans, and it's going to be there.
Just make something that's fun. That's all I want.
And this looks fun. I love the storyboard artwork for this. Looks
that's gorgeous. That is
the costuming. The costuming looks outstanding. And I like the ship designs. I love the worlds that we're seeing here. I really want this to reach its point. I want this to happen, and I really hope it does. And so again, everybody, the links in my other videos, the links to both Tom Conkle's YouTube page and the Indiegogo are in the comments or in the description of the videos where we talk about this. I put the link out here. Legatus, copy that. We're gonna keep that in your records so we can keep putting this out there whenever we talk about it, since you are that. And Mustang, you've got the link now too, so you can.
You know the nice thing about indie funded. It may not happen today, or it may not happen in 6 months, but eventually it can happen as long as people that are involved in are passionate about it, and that is the key.
Yeah, then they look passionate about this. It's just cool, man. This is cool. This is fun. You get that feeling of excitement, and it feels foreign to us now, doesn't it? To get this excited over something.
Luckily for me, no, because I've got back into doing so many of the old movies and things. That has rekindled my love for a lot of this.
Well, that's it. We got to follow. We got to follow the love, because we can't let it get taken away from us. We can't let it be stolen. We can't let it get snuffed out. We can't get apathetic. We can't. Here's the problem. And again, I used to be like this. We can't turtle up and wait for these things to pass, or hope it passes us by, or hope it doesn't touch something else that we love. We have to push back. And that's what a lot of our channels do. A lot of our commentary does. We push back. But then when something like this comes along, we need to make sure we do everything in our power to give it a chance. I mean, right now, the best I can do is just talk about it, because I can't personally afford to contribute but I could put my time in there. I can put my time. I can
Public,
tell as many people as I can who have bigger voices or access to bigger voices than I am, and that's what I can do right now.
Yeah. And PR, commercials, however you want to call it, that's a lot. Word of mouth.
Yep. And again, we'll take that. So guys, check it out, and we're going to keep coming back to this. I will come back to this throughout streams this week. I mean, half the roundtable hasn't seen this yet. So on Sunday, we're going to talk about this on Sunday again because Dre hasn't seen it. Jed has seen it because I linked to him, but we haven't talked about it. So I'm gonna keep bringing this up. I am not gonna let this go because I believe in these projects because this is also, I don't think it's selfish to say that this is also my future. Crowdfunding is my future right now to get my own business started, my own writing, all the kind of stuff so that I could get to a point where I could become then self-sufficient and open a small publishing company. This is where we're going. And when something like this comes along and it's legitimate and real, and I am passionate about it, I'm going to put as much energy as I can into promoting it. Because again, if Comicsgate can do it with their not small audience, but their smaller audience, their built-in audience that funds hundreds of thousands of comic books, $100,000 in comic books every year. This is the fellowship is 10 times larger than Comicsgate, easily. There's an audience waiting for something like this. I mean, look at the Rippaverse, man. Look at Rippaverse.
Indies where it's at across the world. I have been watching a lot of stuff coming out of other countries. And it may not be up to quote unquote old Hollywood standards of excellence, but it's damn good and passionate.
Mm-hmm. Well, let me ask you this. If you want to talk about it, you don't have to, because I know you like to dodge a subject matter publicly, but I saw you did see One Piece live action this week.
Yes, I did.
What'd you think of it?
I liked it. It's not Oda 100%, but there's no way you're never going to get that you're not. He had to get the audience, and that means he had to get people who've never heard of One Piece, and I think he accomplished it.
He did. He completely did. I was wrong. I've said that multiple times now. I wasn't completely wrong, but I was wrong enough to say that that Oda wasn't going to get it done. No, Oda got it done. He built his bridge. The bridge he's been trying to build for 20 years. He built it.
Yeah, he nailed it.
The normies are into it. The problem is only part of them are going to the manga and the anime.
Well, I think it was X-Ray Girl who made a post a couple days ago that I saw asking where to start with. And I almost wanted to say, do you have 40 plus years of your life to dedicate?
Here's the thing. I don't subscribe to that right now. People are still using, it's 1,000 episodes, I can get into it. Just start watching it and watch it at your own speed. I just started rewatching it last week. Because watching the live action, I give it a 5 out of 6. Like, it's watered down, but it's respectfully done. It's not terrible. It's not the terrible disaster I thought it was going to be.
I will say I will give it an 8.7. And I don't do ratings anymore as far as numbers.
Well, see, I'm taking a lot of points off for some of the changes I don't agree with in terms of what they chose. I don't like the guy playing Luffy. I do not like him.
I will 100% agree with you on that.
He is not. You haven't heard my takes. I'll be quick about it.
Let me chime in because a lot of your listeners in the chat may not understand. I have been a fan of One Piece since the beginning. I love it. I love manga. I don't talk about it. It is my little.
Yeah.
You leave me alone. Adam has managed to get he's the first person I've ever discussed any of it with.
In private.
Yes, and that was in private, and it takes a lot because what I saw, not the One Piece show that came out, I liked it. Okay, it was good, but what I have seen from people, that's what we were just talking about with this whole Star Wars.
That's why I'm connecting this conversation to all of that. You're right. And again, we're not going to go into super detail in the anime. We're not here to talk about that. But my take overall, and I'll repeat it again because some people might have missed what I've said. I've said it only on streams. I haven't really said it in a video because I don't really want to have that video discussion. I don't want to do it. I don't want to incur people who might take what I say the wrong way. What I'm saying is, as you agree with me, it's watered down One Piece. It's dumbed down for a normie audience. And they streamlined the East Blue arc.
Yes.
My points taken off where the Garp and Kobe storyline interjected this early. I know they used it as the through line to push the story along, but I disagree with it because, and this is why I lowered it from a 6 to a 5 now, because what they did with that storyline by having Garp order Mihawk to go after them, people, and I'm seeing this, I saw it from a couple. I saw Quarter Black Garrett say it in his tweet about this. People think Mihawk is a villain. Hawkeye's Mihawk is not a villain. In fact, he is neutral, and he is a goal. He is a stepping stone. He is a force of nature that does whatever he feels like it. And even though in the storyline he is now working with certain other characters and stuff, Mihawk is not a villain, but the way the show presented it, people are translating as villain, and to me, that's a mistake. Mihawk, because in the anime, Mihawk's introduction is anything but villainous. He's just there, and Zoro, as in the live action, Zoro picks the fight with him.
Well, Mihawk is what's the best way to? He is your lone gun maverick. You don't know what you're going to get.
Yeah,
he's a wild card. That's what we're looking for.
And we still know, and we're still not even sure what the full extent of his power is. We know he doesn't have a devil fruit power, but as far as his full strength, I mean, he can apparently go toe to toe with Shanks. That's how strong Mihawk. Shanks is at the top tier of powerful characters in One Piece. Point is, he is not a villain. He is a force of nature that does whatever he feels like. He's not a protagonist. He's a major character. Legatus. He's a major character, but he's there as something. He's Zoro's goal, and he's not an antagonist to Zoro. I mean, the line was correct. When you get strong enough and you get in the grand line, if you survive, come and find me. And that happens. And I'm not going to spoil any more of that. But that's a problem then, that the live action, because they watered it down, because they changed something like that and had Garp order Mihawk as a Shichibukai. I like saying Chichibukai. As a Shichibukai to go and get Luffy and to go and get in their way. That's a change, and it alters the perspective of the character. But overall, the One Piece live action did what it should do. It respectfully adapted all the major source material plot points. It changed a few things here and there, and again, I like I said, what this did for me, and also since I'm kind of out of things to watch, at least for another week until the summer season ends for anime, and I have all the shows I want to watch ready to go. I needed some anime to watch, so I want to go back. I'm watching One Piece essentially from the beginning. I started off with Arlong Park, and man, they just glossed over Luffy versus Arlong in the One Piece live action. It was not that fight in all its glory.
If you think there's no way they're going to be able to do the live action and get people involved in it the way they did, if they had to do it this way. I would like.
They had to do it.
I mean, it's hard to.
I mean, bottom line, and I want to get to Lyle Hammock Super Chat because it's what we're talking about. For me, it was respectful, and I like that it doesn't ruin anything, but it doesn't have the same magic. But Help Me, Luffy, please help me, didn't hit home, and I just rewatched the anime one. It does not have the same thing. But Lyle Hammock for $10, and I will say Lyle was right, more right than I was wrong. More right than I was wrong in this. What's up, everyone? How's it going? Adam, a 5 for One Piece live action. Really, man? That's way too low. And if I had to guess, Mustang hated it anyway. I go with an 8. I have some nitpicks, but that's it. And we're all taking this in different ways. Again, I've admitted many times, and I've been hoping you've seen all my various breakdowns of it. I am being a very weeb nitpick over this. I know I am. That's just because I love it so much. But I don't hate it. I think it did what it was supposed to do. It made One Piece accessible. It made it easy to digest for a lot of people who've been afraid of it. And people are now going to the anime. Jeremy from Geeks and Gamers is the most prominent example I have. He is dived into the anime now and he's watching it. Yes, he has Krista as a Sherpa, so that's good that somebody's there to keep him on, to keep him there, keep him steady with it. But I don't it's a 5 for me because certain thing they could have done certain things in it. And here's another thing: if they had maybe found a way to stick a little closer to the transitional parts for all the East Blue arcs and not used Garp as a through line, they would have saved over an hour of screen time, and they could have gotten to Lowtown.
Now that I completely agree with.
And they could have gotten to a perfect a perfect how do I put this?
You're having the same struggle I have. It is very hard to talk about One Piece and make it.
Well, no. They could have gotten to a perfect cliffhanger. I was looking for the word. I'm reading the chat at the same time, so it's breaking up my train of thought. They could have gotten to a perfect cliffhanger with Luffy's near execution and him just saying, "Sorry, guys, I'm dead," and then boom, season over. Wouldn't that have been a great cliffhanger?
Yeah.
Wouldn't that have been great?
Yeah.
That would have been the way to end it. And if they had cut out all the Garp stuff, which is a little out of place because the whole Luffy and Garp interaction, that doesn't happen till after the war arc. So, and Luffy needed him then. He didn't need that now. That's when Luffy needed it. So to do that now, it takes away. And then the Kobe stuff, that training stuff, the initial training of that comes within the first couple seasons now, but it's there. So that's why I do, because I think they could have streamlined it a little better, and I see the potential for what they could have done to make it even a little more exciting. And they cut out a couple of things, like they didn't have Hachi, which means if they get that far, if they get to Fishman Island and Hachi not there, you're kind of missing the character. Awkward. It's a little awkward. It's a little awkward not to have Hachi there. So it's a little bit awkward. But again, it is what it is. And I respect it, and I respect what it's done. I respect Oda Sensei for maintaining the control that he managed to have to keep it as on the rails as it was. And clearly, the spirit is still there. It just didn't hit all the magical points. And Lyle Hammock, I hope you understand, that's why I give it a 5. And for the reason we talked about with Mihawk. That's why I give it a 5, because it didn't hit all the right things for me, but it's not terrible. It's not horrible. And I will probably check. I mean, season 2, they have a very, very high bar now for season 2, especially what they have to accomplish if they go all the way through Alabasta, which I'm about to. Actually, no, I got to go through Chopper right now. But if they go to Alabasta, that's a lot to get in there and to nail. So we'll see. Now there is a fear, and thank you, Lyle Hammock, as always, for support and your healthy debate is always appreciated. And there was no confusion this time about the commentary. But let me say one more thing and let you go. Alabasta, there is a fear, though. There was something that people were bringing up when in the beginning, when they showed Gold Roger's death, or I'll just say his real name, Gold D. Roger's death. And they kind of iffy to speak to it, but I know you're joking, Lyle. I know. See, it wasn't the same for me. It wasn't the same for me. I just didn't say it. Anyway, when they showed a lot of the major characters in the crowd, which Oda didn't show until like literally 15 years after that was launched, that they showed somebody in there that was a woman with earrings, and some are saying that now that was Crocodile.
They're going to make Crocodile into a woman?
That is something that people are spotting and saying, and that I worry about that now. I don't think Oda would let that happen, because I remember seeing this chick. I thought, why are we focusing on this chick? I don't remember a chick that looks like this. And now we're saying the earrings are reminiscent of Crocodile's earrings. I saw something about that. So
there's a lot of people throughout the manga that you could say that people putting too much into that. Oda ain't gonna.
Well, I know. I'm just saying that because Crocodile is one of the people that was spotlit during Roger's execution. He was one of the spotlit, along with Shanks and Mihawk and Buggy and Crocodile was there.
Lyle, I actually did. I liked it, but I also understand why it had to be done this way, and I'm 100% okay with it because now it's got a whole bunch of people involved, and I don't even think Adam's right in his justification for being concerned. I think what this did is now it's going to give us longer time for them to make these, and we could actually get a lot put into it, and there will be a retcon if they get that. Because they're going to have to retcon a few things to make it make sense to people. Mm-hmm. The big reason I don't have an open discussion about manga is I have in the past with people, and you want to talk about a nerd debate and fight from hell. One Piece is the one that will do it every time. There is so much with One Piece to break down, and people see it different ways. It's great. Yeah. That's why I love it.
Well, and especially right now. And here's the thing. I mean, not spoiling anything, where we are in the story, we are in the end game for One Piece now. We are in the end game. And a lot of the mysteries of One Piece are about to be revealed in the coming next couple of years. We're going to get a lot of mysteries revealed. And that's a lot of debates for years. What does this mean? What does that mean? And they're nerd debates. And they're crazy, but they're fun.
Yeah.
And it's good stuff. I mean, right now, I was watching Little Garden last night. I was watching Little Garden arc, and while I was doing that, I was just thumbing through some things because I was, even though I noticed, I was just looking things up as I was thinking about them while watching the episode, and it's just so much to the lore. There's so much things going that, and it's just again, my whole thing with the live action now is they've set a high bar. People have loved it. People enjoyed it. People are actively now excited for season 2. And there are certain things that they cover in the. I mean, let's just go there. They have to cover Little Guard. They have to cover Whiskey Peak. Because I just watched it, so it's super fresh. I just watched it for the past couple days. They got to get through Whiskey Peak. They got to get through Little Garden. They got to get through Chopper, and then they got to get through Alabasta. And there's a lot of stuff in there that needs to be done. Not least of all, making Chopper look good. Got to make Chopper look good.
Chopper's going to be the hardest one for them to do.
That's going to be hard. And
Alabasta, they can bit and piece it to bring it to a normal audience.
If they can get to Alabasta, it's making sure they do justice to everything up to Alabasta that I would be concerned about, because once you're there, Alabasta is pretty straightforward. Of course, Ace is going to be rough with his with the fire fruit, but that might be rough CGI wise to be believable.
That's almost movie size. You're almost going to have to do a movie size for that one.
Well, hopefully they do a larger episode count, because I don't think they can contain up through Alabasta arc at just 8 episodes. They need to at least go 10.
I would say 12 per season would be about right.
Well, I would agree, because that's a traditional size for a half season, or traditional half season without filler. I mean, I would say you need 1 episode for Laboon, you need 2 episodes for Whiskey Peak, and then you need 2 episodes, because they're hour long, for you need 2 episodes for Little Garden, and then you would want to give Chopper 2 or 3 episodes.
3.
And then another 3-4 and then you would need 3-4 episodes for Alabasta, because you have to go stuff.
I would do Chopper. I would do it. I would actually probably do that one in 4.
I can't. I'm about to rewatch Chopper, so I can give I'll give a better take on that in next week, because I'm about to do Chopper now. About to rewatch Chopper.
You've seen it, haven't you, Devil?
Yeah.
What do you think for Chopper? How many?
The entire story.
For a TV audience.
I think
cutting a lot of filler. I think they could do it in 3. I think they could do it in 3, because they can cut out so much. A lot of the trip up the mountain, like where they're fighting isn't it the polar bears or penguins?
Polar bears, yeah.
Polar bears.
So that's why I was
cut out
that. We needed that.
Yeah. But here's the thing. All right. Lyle says 5 to cover everything else, and 5 for Alabasta. I mean, they could do it. They would have to be so crisp and clean on a bunch of stuff. They would have to waste no time.
And it would have to be full 1 hour episodes.
And here's the thing. Here's why I want it to get a little bit longer, because, and this is a complaint I've heard from people enjoying it, they want to see more of the Straw Hats interacting with each other.
Yeah.
Really?
People want more of that, obviously.
Okay, then Oda nailed everything he set out to do.
Yeah. So they want to see that, they want more time of the Straw Hats out at sea. They want more time reacting. And if you get the right stuff, it's all right there. You just have to fit it in a lot of time. Now, go ahead, Devil. What were you saying? Sorry.
I was gonna say if how successful it's been, how much money they're making off of it, especially since this is essentially the only thing they're making money at right at this particular moment.
Yeah.
We might get more episodes in the next season. They might light it for 20 or something.
Please stay on strike, Hollywood.
Yeah, stay on
strike.
Here's
the thing. I saw an article a few days ago where they're looking to get anywhere of a total right now between 6 seasons, and then they really want to go for 12 seasons. That's what they're saying.
I would be in heaven with that.
Now,
I think the time jump is where they're going to have a problem, though.
Well, we were talking about this on what was it, on Ballbusters, that I think personally that as far as this live action project goes, it should have a predetermined endpoint, because it's going to get harder and harder to do the battles. I mean, Luffy's Gear 4 is going to be rough, let alone Gear 5. That's going to be rough. All the growing devil fruit powers, the wildness, the craziness of it, it's going to get tougher and tougher to make them not look Uncanny Valley, Grand Canyon wide on the screen, because it's certain things. So it's going to get rougher and rougher. I think if they did it right up to the time skip, that would be good.
Yeah.
I think if they did the live action right up to the time skip, then call it quits and say the adventure awaits you in the manga and the anime at this point. Because that, if they did it well enough, people, I think, could comfortably just slot right into it. If they don't want to watch it all, it would be a comfortable transition. Here's
people are going to want the end, and they're going to say if we don't get the end, they're going to say this is Game of Thrones. We don't need that.
Well, here's the thing: no matter how long it takes them, the One Piece will end before the live action ends.
Oh yeah.
Oda's. I mean, we're in the final arc, we're in the final adventure, but it's still going to take Oda at least 3 years minimum to get done, in my opinion. 3 years, maybe 4.
You're generous.
Well, he takes breaks, and he just had a health thing earlier this year, but he seems really invigorated right now.
And his writing style, no less than 7.
Well, hey, I want it to keep going as long as possible. Okay, I don't want the adventure to end. I want answers for mysteries, but I want it. I want it to keep going. But if this thing goes for as long as they want it to, and with as much as they have to cover, the real ending will be out before they do it.
Well, I think the problem they're going to have is the people who are watching the show. A lot of them are the normies, and normies have a shorter attention span. So I don't think we'll ever get the end of One Piece in a live action form. They're going to just have to find a place where it just after it drops off to a point. Yeah. And they're just going to drop it. But
yeah, as long as they just say the adventure continues.
Yeah.
And don't make up their own ending, which I don't think Oda would let them. And I don't think Oda would pull a George or a Martin and leak his ending and let them craft a version of it, because there's no way. There's no way at all.
And speaking of, I do have to share this for everybody to be remembered.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. How much has Oda done in 12 years?
Oh, God. How much has Stephen King done in 12 years?
well, Stephen King's a hack, so. But I mean, yeah, fucking germ. But yeah, so I think I like what it's done. I mean, I would love nothing more than to one day, if my paths cross with him, to have, doesn't have to be online, doesn't have to be live, doesn't have to be streamed, recorded. I would love to have a talk with Jeremy about One Piece. to whatever point he's reached if I have that discussion with him, because that would to get a fresh-faced person's perspective on all of this as they're going through it for the first time. That would be fun because I have all my years of experience in it. What?
It's an addiction. It really is.
Yeah, I mean, it's right here. I mean, I base my enjoyment off of key moments. Like right now, we Arlong Park. Please help me. I'm looking forward to several of the key moments in Alabasta that get me. I mean, that gets me every time. That I'm looking for. If Lyle Hammock just mentioned there, Ennis Lobby. I want to live. If they get that far, if they can pull that off, I want to live. Then that's mad respect for me, because that's one of those moments where I borderline tear up on that because it's so powerful. It's Robin at her raw, at her most vulnerable, and I love that moment. Oh, I love that. That is one of my favorite moments of all time in the entire series. I love it. I love this show. I love it. And as we wind this conversation, I'm going to say this now. I've said it before. I like to be on the record with this one. I predict at the very end, after all other battles and stuff with the world government are over, it will be Luffy versus Shanks. It'll be Luffy versus Shanks for the final battle. That's my prediction.
And knowing Oda, it's going to be Shanks that wins.
Oh, I don't know about that. I don't know. There's too much lore surrounding Luffy and his connections to Roger. I mean, Shanks don't have the Willa D. There's no Willa D on Shanks' name. And we're gonna get the answers to the Willa D soon. I know we are. Oh, I love it. I love it. All right, let's get away. We're gonna do too much spoilers for people who might not have seen it. And I know that Devils is not as far ahead as I am, or as you were saying. So I don't want to ruin stuff. But I'm loving it. I'm enjoying rewatching right now. It's my leisure time, late at night for my anime fix, which is what I like to watch in the evening. All right, so let's bring up an article. I got a couple things. All right, I got some of these are Star Wars related, but some of these are not. I'll save this one for well, let's see. You know what? Let's do this. Here's this one. This is retarded.
It's right up mine and Grump's alley.
Well, you're not retarded. This is retarded. I saw this one. This is from yesterday. You know, I'm looking for these articles because this is what we do when we're into hour 2 and 3 of this show. Once we're done with nice discussion, we need something to get annoyed at. 10 great movie fake-off that bombed at the box office.
Indiana Jones.
Yeah, you can already see. So let's go through. I've scanned this. This is thoroughly retarded. But of course, I want you boys to weigh in on this. So we skip over their little thing. Number 10, Crank High Voltage.
Never heard of it.
It's that second Jason Statham movie where oh god damn it, where he his heart he needs to keep his heart over a certain beats per minute BPM, stay alive. And the second one, it just gets even crazier than the first one. It's just stupid fun.
Yeah, he keeps having to like shock himself to essentially be like a what do you call it? When you get shocked to, put your heart back.
Fibrillation.
Yeah, like fibrillation. So he has to keep like shocking himself. Yeah, the first one he just needed to keep his adrenaline up, but now he needs to keep shocking himself. So he uses a car battery and sticks it on his tongue and his nipples and shit. It was weird.
And at one point he's doing his girlfriend in the middle of a stadium. Everybody's watching him bang. I mean, it's crazy off the wall. It's a movie you can watch once and be like, okay, fine, whatever. And I watched it once. So they say Crank High Voltage. After Chev Chelios, one of Statham's most iconic characters, somehow survives falling from a helicopter in Crank, the sequel sees Chelios undergoing emergency heart surgery by underworld doctors. In Crank High Voltage, Chelios begins another chaotic and violent journey. The twist being he's now powered by an artificial heart instead of just doses of adrenaline. Chelios subjects himself to electric shocks to aptly titled. I have to zoom this in. I'm reading it on the smaller screen, so I have to zoom it in. Hang on. Here we go.
I forgot
Aptly titled sequel. Just to keep his heart going as he sets out for revenge on the man who did this to him. Grossing $34.6 million theaters worldwide. Crank High Voltage has a budget of $20 million, making it a bomb. That's a very big bomb, even by today's standards.
Never heard of it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think a movie like this even deserves to be on a list. It's a forgettable movie. Once you're done with it, it's not something you're gonna watch. It was one of those things that Statham just cranked out when he became a hot property, and it was just a quick payday for him. Whatever. All right, it gets worse though. 2010, the year we made contact. I don't know what this is.
Yeah.
I have
I remember this one.
All right, so I'm going to read this and go ahead, Mustang. You can then comment on this. In 2010, the year we made contact, humanity embarks on a perilous journey to investigate a mysterious and hostile presence on Jupiter's moon Europa. Tensions rise as Cold War politics further aggravate an already complex mission to understand the unknown. Amid breathtaking visuals, the crew encounters a mysterious monoliths, triggering the transformative cosmic awakening. While 2010, the year we made contact, bombed after grossing just $40.4 million against a $28 million budget. This is mostly because it was unfavorably compared to its predecessor, 2001: A Space Odyssey.
Yep.
Naturally, the sequel continues the iconic original. Oh, so this is a sequel to Space Odyssey. I didn't know that. All right, so Mustang.
It's forgettable.
Forgettable. Again,
it's extremely forgettable. They tried to do 2001 over again, and it was horrible. I mean, I have memory hold this entire thing until I saw that image. I'm like, oh crap, not this stupid thing.
Okay, so we're seeing a pattern here already. These are movies that are deserving of being forgotten.
Oh yeah,
They're not good. They're either average or below average. I mean, Crank High Voltage was an average movie of what you expect from Jason Statham running around kicking people's asses and killing them. It's not that deep, and this is something that obviously tried to be deep and failed. Mustang, I completely trust your judgment on this.
It's not worth seeing.
It solved why Hal malfunctioned.
It did, but it's stupid.
I mean, listen, I'm no Kubrick fan. Okay, I'm no fan of Kubrick, and I'm not really even a fan of A Space Odyssey. But you shouldn't know why Hal malfunctioned.
Nope.
That's one of those movie mysteries that should be left open for debate. All right, number 9, Doctor Sleep, the sequel to The Shining.
I actually liked that one.
You liked it? Okay.
Yeah, I thought it was good.
All right. I've heard. I've never been. I've never fully seen The Shining. I've seen bits and pieces of it over the years. I'm not a fan of Stephen King, and I know he hates that movie, so it's not even really a Stephen King movie. But I'm not a fan. So, all right, we know what it's about. It's like it's the sequel years later where the kid now has more powers, right? Right.
It's kind of weird. To make it a sequel to The Shining, it's so much more expansive because The Shining was really like, it kept in the hotel and it was horror. This kind of expanded all that. Like you find out why he had his power, what his powers are. Mm-hmm. There's this other girl who's more powerful. This whole group, it turns out it's like the Highlander. They hunt each other to feed on it. It's like but it was good. I thought it was decent, but it was weird.
This would have been a good trauma film.
Here's the thing. I think this sounds like a movie this is a movie that suffered from COVID era filmmaking, right?
No
releases. Yeah.
Well, maybe it releases, but it shouldn't have been made.
So well, in terms of releases, which probably maybe why it didn't do well, because I've heard people say, like Devil and Agent Dale in the chat, that it seems generally well received, but it kind of just fell off the radar very quickly.
Wait a minute, there's a director's cut to it? I might actually watch a director's cut.
Okay. Well, I would like to hear your take on it. I mean, I'm probably never going to watch this movie unless Jed makes me watch it for drive-in, and then we'd have to watch The Shining first, even so, because we try to do things in order. But I'm never going to watch this. But all right. I mean, how did Ewan McGregor do in it? How did he do in it? Was he all right?
He was okay. I like it.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Well. All right. So. Let's see. So it was number 8. So 2019. Yeah, this is right as COVID started. So I guess it suffered from that kind of thing. I guess one could say. But all right, right. Well, again, when it's something I haven't seen, I trust your opinions on this stuff. You in the chat. So maybe this one does get a pass. Maybe this one, if released at a better time period, might have done better and not flop so hard.
Well, it also if the thing is when you make a sequel off a movie that no one needed a sequel for, you're always going to have a problem. And who was saying we need a Shining sequel?
Yep, I think you're 100% right on that one.
Well, enough of you are saying that it wasn't bad, which means they might have actually, again, broken clock twice a day. They might have actually stumbled on one that probably might have played out better if not for its timing of release.
If this would not have been a sequel and just a standalone, it would have done better.
Yeah.
So not make it the kid, just make it people in that universe.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. Its own story would have been finer. Better.
That sounds fair. That sounds very fair. All right. Oh, Terminator Dark Fate.
There ain't no redeeming this one.
Isn't this Rapist Terminator?
Yes.
And where they killed John Connor in the opening 5 minutes so we could have great little Whammons be the true savior?
There ain't no saving this one, man. You just move along.
Yeah, move along. There are only 2 Terminator movies. Only 2. And the story ended. Although Sarah Connor Chronicles was good, and I wish it hadn't gotten canceled because that was good.
There's a third Terminator movie. It's the one where he goes and he teaches a bunch of little kindergartners.
Stop it.
Summer Glau, yeah, her in that was.
Oh, she was so hot in that, man.
She's hot in everything.
Baby Pig City
I don't know. She's
was
a little
good.
too skinny. She was a little too skinny in Firefly for me, a little too skinny.
I
Then
thirst
she
for that
matured
woman.
a little bit. I like it when I loved her. I loved her in Sarah Connor Chronicles. She was smoking hot in that, man. And she was a sex bot. She was a sex bot to bring it back from Engage yesterday. We had a great discussion about sex bots. Let's start. All right, Babe Pig. Okay, I have never watched the first Babe because I'm a grown ass man, and
I'm a grown ass man. I watched them and they were fun. I haven't thought about them in 20 plus years. They were fun.
All right, Babe Pig in the City. This looks like to me it was just an attempt to cash grab on the first movie.
It's a knockoff of Charlotte's Web. That's all it is.
It is. It's a fun. If you've got kids, especially when mine was 10 at the time, this is something that you sit down with your kids and enjoy. That's all it is. That's all this is.
Well, 98, I was essentially a grown ass man, so I was getting ready for Phantom Menace. That's what I was getting ready for. So, all right. So I'm just gonna say, fine, kids movie, but they didn't capitalize on the magic of the first one. The first one was a success. Clearly, just didn't capitalize on it, and it failed. That's what it looks like. All right, we're getting to the good stuff now. See. All right. Now,
Riddick's
I love
great.
this movie. I love this movie. It's right there. It's one of those movies I need to upgrade to Blu-ray. Chronicles of Riddick is freaking awesome because it feels like 40 freaking K is what it feels like. And it was underrated. And here, you know what the problem of Riddick was? Vin Diesel was still in that mode of, I don't do sequels. And after this one, I'm not gonna do another one. But then I'll do a third one years later when the fire is burned out on Riddick.
And a fourth one coming out.
Yeah, I mean, I'll see it. I hope it'll be good. I mean, but I really love this movie. I mean, Jed and I, it wasn't me and Jed, but we can skip to it. We've already done a Pitch Black on Drive-In or the previous incarnation of Drive-In. I mean, we could do it again, but I would love to do Riddick for Drive-In because it was badass.
Yeah, it's one of my favorites.
It's one of those occasions where when they stumble into a amazing character, that when they made Pitch Black, they expected Riddick to be popular and to be because he was a cool character, but they didn't expect it to be as popular as it did. I mean, he took over that movie. That was the movie. No one remembers the rest of the movie. They remember Riddick being the badass he was. So and I just don't think they did right by it. I don't think they thought it out enough, and because it could have been the kind of character that got 4 movies, and they all would be amazing.
I'm with Mustang. I love this movie, but I see what you're saying there. It feels like as they built out the universe here, they rushed it too quickly. They didn't give enough thought to a lot of things going in there, and they put too much in this movie. And I love it. I love it. I have the director's cut. It's so good, where you get the extra stuff that makes a lot of little things make a little more sense. Where you get a little more tease of what a Furian's power is, and I just love this movie. Also because again, I'm a Warhammer fan, and this had a 40K feel. And Carl Urban is awesome in this. He's awesome. It's just such a good movie. It's a great thing, and the chick who plays Kira. Ooh,
yeah,
ooh, yeah, oh yeah. Anyway, so I think this is again, Broken Clock right twice. Underrated movie. It's a lot of fun. The third one, they went back to basics on the third one. And the fourth one, maybe they'll catch fire again with it. I don't know. Vin Diesel might be getting too old. I don't know.
Well, even the second one, all 3 of them I can watch with no problem at all. I love Jax. I love the Elemental. Their characters are done all very well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's great. It's fun. So they're right. This is a movie that should have done better. It's a lot of fun, and I can't wait to do it on Drive-In. And I don't even know if Jed's seen it. Wow! Ooh. How? Okay, yeah. Now we go from getting it right.
Is that number 4?
Well, yeah. I guess there are worse things on here. That's hard to believe.
Why do you suck? Let me count the ways.
How
Phoebe Waller-Bridge. Phoebe Waller-Bridge.
Solo's got to be on here as number 1 then.
No, I think I don't know. I don't know what this movie is a disaster. Mm-hmm. I mean, they're actually acknowledging its disaster right now. This movie has lost over $1 billion at this point. We know this. We know this, and it destroyed it. Jake Jones and the Dial of Trash. Oh, Jake Jones and the Dial of Trash. Oh boy. All right, so what do we need to say? We don't need to say anything. We know it was a trash fire. We spent months covering this. It's just no, not good movie. Not good movie at all. All right, return. Okay. As a kid, I liked this. As a kid, I liked it.
It was okay.
Well, again, I was a kid. I haven't seen this in probably 20, 30 years.
What was the budget on it?
$28 million budget.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say it's one of those things that, like you said, when you're a kid, it was decent, and it was the wheelies. They scared the shit out of me when I was a kid. But when you grow up, you're like, okay.
I thought TikTok swinging his arms around. I thought it was the baddest ass thing ever. When he took the paint cans and starts doing whirling dervish, I thought that was the baddest ass thing ever as a kid.
But this is more true to how Frank Baum wrote, but not.
Yeah, see, that's why. All right, you and Agent Dale just said it. I liked the dark art, hardcore aspect of it.
Yeah,
when I was young, that's what drew me, because I'm like, man, this has the feeling that I like. I'm enjoying it. Hell, I kind of want to give it a watch now, see how I feel about it, because it's probably been easily 20 years since I've seen this, or more, a little over 20 years.
That'd be a good show for you, dude.
Yeah, you know,
do a show like kind of like how you do Drive-In, but like called like Does It Hold Up, and watch shows that are
yeah. Does it hold? Yeah. I mean, it would have to be something. Yeah, that's an idea.
Yeah, that's kind of what I do.
We'll come back to that. We'll put a pin in that one. I mean, with Drive-In, there's so much to cover. I mean, there'll be movies we'll never get to. But
Necessary Roughness just dropped an hour ago.
Okay, Kathy Ireland.
Mm-hmm.
Welcome to Foot. Boom. Ball.
That's actually in my review. Yep.
Scott. Scott Bakula, man, yeah. Hey, Sinbad was great in that movie. Sinbad was
Yes,
great.
he was.
He was great. And I do love that final minute. You stay behind me. I will get you to the end zone. I love when it's like, I will get you there. I love that. That's a cool moment. That's a cool last moment. That is a cool last moment.
Quiet, or you will anger me.
Yeah. I will make sure you get there. I know I'm butchering the line. It's been it's been a long time.
He will not touch you, Mr. Blake.
He will not touch you. Thank you. He will not. They will not touch you. I promise you that. And then dun dun dun.
Hey, all I know is Stone Hands caught it.
Yeah. See, that's just a fun, silly movie. It knows again. Jen and I use this term all the time. It's a movie that knows what it is.
Yeah.
And Kathy Ireland was the hottest thing in the world at that time. Literally the hottest thing in the world.
And the big dude got it.
Oh yes. Oh yeah. Anyway, so we might have to do a non Saturday Night Drive-In watch and discussion of this on this kind of topic because I remember enjoying this movie a lot, and I appreciated the Gnome King as a villain. I remember appreciating him as a villain. So this is something we have to come back to. So again, wow, I'm surprised they got 3 right on this list. Damn, Screen Rant. Don't get normal on me here.
Yeah, this one should have been a lot better than it did.
Mm-hmm. And and Fairuza Balk, young Fairuza Balk, good Dorothy, good young actress at the time. Then she got crazy. Let's see. I don't know what this is.
Yeah, I have no idea.
Is this some Chinese?
That looks
movie?
like an old movie.
It came out in 2004.
Yeah,
no, never heard of it.
All right, so we have to skip this one because I don't know what this is. This looks like a 12 million, 20 gross 9 million movie. Also, I don't feature the best cinematography and screening, romantic drama, sci-fi genres, haunting. I've never heard of this. This 2004. I wasn't exactly living under the rock. Yes, I was in New York City in culinary school, but I wasn't exactly living under a rock. So I've never heard of this.
This one looks like a chick flick. Based on what I'm reading, it sounds like.
Right. Number 1 then. Goon, The Last of the Enforcers, 2017.
Never heard of
it. Is this a sequel to
the original Goon? Yeah.
Oh no! I was gonna say, is it? I thought it was maybe a sequel to that Paul Newman movie that was hockey movie.
Oh, Slapshot, wasn't it?
Slapshot. I love Slapshot.
Yeah.
What do you do to the bus? I'm making it look mean.
Yeah, no, this is kind of, I think, like a knockoff of that. But they made the first one and was low budget, but it blew up, and so they made this one real quick. And I think this one completely flopped on.
I'm a big hockey fan, and I don't remember it. I would have thought I would have seen this.
Well, again, I have no comment on this because I didn't even know it existed.
And go Kings!
So, all right. This was as not as contentious a 10 list as we've gotten from Shill Rant or Shill BR before, but we actually got a couple of contenders out of that I think deserve to be said that they could have done better, or in terms of something like we're talking Return to Oz, it's something we need to revisit. I kind of feel like I need to revisit that.
That would be a fun one to just talk about.
All right, let's see. Whoops, that's Chrome. Let's see. All right, we didn't get as so angry about that as I thought we might.
No, actually, a few of them make me want to see them again.
No, actually, Riddick's on the list. It's going to be on the list for Drive-In at some point since Pitch Black was covered in the previous incarnation.
Damn it, Adam, do better.
Do better.
I'm leaving that pause. I was leaving that pause so you can screen cap that one. We can use that for something. Why was Jaws 3D not?
Yeah.
We were talking about that. Was that Friday? We were talking about that when we talked about Jaws. It came up in some discussion. Was that on Friday?
Yeah, I think
we were. Yeah, that third one is terrible.
The
No,
third
not
one,
as bad as the fourth one.
yeah, that's exactly it. The third
Well,
one
yeah.
was the third one is okay in comparison to the fourth one. The fourth one was the
And
revenge.
the fourth one had the biggest names in it. Well, Lou,
Hey,
yes.
Michael Caine's always good.
Yeah, you get Michael Caine, and then you play this shark has a vendetta and somehow is able to track people flying in planes to where they're
It's
going.
pheromones.
Oh
It's
yeah.
pheromones. All right. Well, here's one that's gonna probably get us more annoyed. We're gonna go back to Star Wars with this one, because we're not angry enough leaving that, and we don't have another topic yet.
This is supposed
So
to be Mellow Monday. We don't need to
it
be
is. This
angry.
is mellow. It's where we make fun of shit. We make fun of shit. You're gonna make fun. No, you're gonna enjoy. I've scanned this one too. You're gonna make fun of this because you know right away with the characters on there. 11 Star Wars characters you never knew about and why their stories need to live on.
Oh.
This ain't written for the normie.
I just killed Devil a little bit inside.
Devil gonna rank this.
All right, so you notice right away, number 11, Captain Riola Keevan, the captain of the Galactic Star Cruiser, the Halcyon.
Failed hotel, and they're all like, but we need to know her story.
You need to remember her story.
Never let a Yusong Vaughn run a hotel. That's all we need to know.
Blue skinned girl boss. Captain Riola Keevan is a Pantoran, a made-up alien who I've never heard of. Her time with the Halcyon as a quartermaster, serving some of the galaxy's finest, including Leia Organa and Han Solo on their fan-fiction honeymoon. As told in Beth Revis' Apprentice and the Scoundrel, which nobody bought. Nobody bought that. As the fearless leader of the Halcyon, Captain Keevan has close ties with Leia and the Resistance, as she does most of the cover work for keeping their operation secret. I love it how they kept trying to tie the Halcyon into all the Star Wars lore.
Yeah.
This only gets better. I can tell you now, most of these are off from Galactic Starkers.
Oh, these are stupid.
This is stupid. This is stupid. It gets dumber. Lenka Mock, Diversity Women's, the cruise director.
Hold on. I know what the cruise director looked like. That don't look like Julie at all.
Thank you. The cruise director aboard the Halcyon, and she's one of the main Resistance operators. Resistance, what the fuck? Lenka is a very passionate about her beliefs and isn't afraid to let the first starter know that. She's gonna get in your face and talk to your manager. Oh my god, this is insanely stupid. Cruise director
setting up the what do you call that? The limbo party and stuff on the cruise ship. She's all like, "Yeah, I'm gonna take down the Empire."
I need to make sure I order enough Jello for the Jello pool event and Resistance. Damn you,
Congo line on the bridge here, but yeah, and then let's take down the Empire.
Damn it! When Kylo Ren invaded the ship and him and Rey had their lightsaber fight, it screwed up our dinner service. God damn it!
Yep.
Despite this, she cares very much for the passengers and the crew, just like Captain Keevan, and she packs a very busy. She's not busty at all, but busy itinerary. See where my brain is right now. Busy itinerary to keep her passengers well entertained. Lenka tries to play it safe, but ultimately does whatever it takes to rid of the First Order's threat. Whatever it takes to rid of the First Order's threat and fight for the cause she believes in. That I didn't want to say get rid of.
Dude, you know they can't. They don't have an editor.
Missing word. Well, I just got to make sure I'm not losing my mind. Okay.
Now, Alex, I'm going to tie these into the Love Boat and Fantasy Island as we go along, because it's clear that's what Disney's tried to do.
Well, yes, it's the Love Boat, Galactic Trash Cruiser. Looks like a ripoff of Star Trek Discovery. Hey, she does look like Mikey Burnham.
Actually, she does.
She looks like Mikey Burnham. Yeah. So the cruise director of the Halcyon is a character that we need more stories of.
The Halcyon. Soon you'll make another.
Gaia, the singing Twi'lek from the trailer.
It's the whole damn ship.
It is. I'm telling you, it is. It keeps going. Gaia, the intergalactic superstar known far and wide. We never heard of her. An entertainer with the voice of the galaxy's finest angels. Not according to that trailer we all saw. It was god awful. As a Twi'lek, Gaia is very passionate about her planet Ryloth and her people, both of which she sings about in quite a few of her songs. Gaia uses her fame as a cover for both her efforts to restore Ryloth as well as her willingness to help the resistance. And she does so in the best of style. Some of the music she performs on the Halcyon is even available on streaming. No one's listening. This is so.
Question.
Can't wait till they get to the chef.
Is that Haley Bailey's cousin or something?
I don't know. Because she probably can't sing either.
Exactly.
So Gaia. Oh, if we hadn't seen the trailer with her singing, this wouldn't be as funny, but we have. So we know that it's horrible and it's horrid. That trailer, it doesn't exist anymore. So it's hard. We can't even find it. Rafe Cole. Is this the janitor? Oh, no. It's Gaia's manager. So now we need to know about her manager.
Where's Geo? Where the hell is Geo?
No,
Get me off this ship.
But he's Gaia's manager, but he's also one of the galaxy's most charming scoundrels. His only weakness is his genuine care for the people who surrounds himself. What the fuck?
Hey, hi Han, how you doing?
He cares too. His weakness is he cares too much. So he'll do whatever it takes to keep them happy and healthy. Wraith books Gaia aboard the Halcyon in order to help her steal a precious artifact of the Twi'lek people, the Hyanaya Gesundheit stone. He loves a good heist, but his fondness for Lenka causes him to look beyond simple heists as he assists her resistance. So we're going to get a love story between the manager who looks like a janitor and the cruise director.
And they're searching for the Shankara stones.
Oh,
God.
Yeah.
Wait, we know where the Shankara
Oh,
stones
wait
are.
a minute. Oh, my God. I think I just put... I saw one of the shills on Twitter, ex-Twitter today, posting a picture of what looked like of two people getting married, and it said, "If you know, you know." And I think it was him and her getting married in a comic.
Congratulations.
Well, now I know because they're retarded.
Don't want to, but I
want to. Uwani. Uwani is a Ronin and currently serves as Gaia's. So basically, we need to save the entire cast of the Halcyon.
I think I killed that on Fortnite today.
While she's very talented, she's also very shy, causing her to remain behind the safe curtain of Gaia's fame. She's sassy, but also sweet. What is this, a profile on a dating app? I'm sassy but sweet. And currently not a fan of the First Order. Uwani's presence on the Halcyon catches the eye of a certain passenger and creates sparks that provide a sweet love story amidst the chaos of the Resistance First Order conflict. Oh,
I just don't care.
This is retarded.
I just don't care.
This is Disney Star Wars. This is Disney Star Wars. All right. Sandro Alamander, obviously another member. Oh, he's a super fan of Gaia.
Okay, so he's the one that was pissing on the wall. Okay, got it.
That's right. Let's encourage stalker characters. Okay. Who spends all of his savings on boarding the Halcyon to have a chance at meeting guys. So a loser.
Oh, he's on Epstein's list. I guarantee it.
Along the way, his eye is caught by Uwani, who he finds himself quickly. Oh, so here's her romance. So she falls in love with a stalker. He yearns to earn the chance of a lifetime in striking the deal with Gaia and Wraith, but he's conflicted between his desire for that and his desire to be with Uwani. Wow.
The strike is really making writers just struggle to find anything, and it seems they're making shit up.
I mean, this is bad. I mean, this was written by people who are trying to tell you we're creating Star Wars lore. I mean, this is garbage.
So it was written by the storyboard, given to them, and say, publish this. Okay, gotcha.
Probably. This is what passes for Disney Lucasfilm lore expansion. These have to be the worst characters I've ever seen on a failed $1 billion hotel. My God. Lieutenant Harmon Croy. Okay, who are you? A first order lieutenant assigned to the investigation. Why is everything centered around the goddamn Halcyon? I mean, yeah, we skipped part of the article, but the fact that nobody cares or knows about this shows you how pathetic their attempt was to make the Halcyon a thing. He's stationed there mostly due to the way he's annoyed other officials of the First Order, most notably his commanding officer, Colonel Tallis. While Croy is set up to fail, he actually finds that his investigation is picking up speed, something he hopes will earn him a better standing within the First Order. Croy is passionate about his work and his cause, but he also isn't afraid to tap into his comedic side at times, as well as show Gaia how much he adores her. All right. Now, I don't know because I don't care, but wasn't the First Order completely defeated at the end of Rise of Skywalker?
Yeah.
Then what the fuck stories are they telling here? Or they want more stories told there? What's going on? What is this?
There is a strike in Hollywood, and these rags have nothing else to do.
Oh my God. All right. Number 4. Sammy. A janitor? Oh no, he's a resistance. I want one of these to be a janitor. I really do. I want a janitor. Resistance stowaway posing as the Halcyon's new mechanic. His childhood spent in the shipyards of Corellia helped him become familiar with ships, something that saves him as he attempts to keep his true identity a secret from Croy. Oh, all right, whatever. This is retarded. Oh, he meets Chewbacca. Oh, isn't that awesome? I met Chewie.
I've met Chewie too.
Yeah.
I think I actually was Chewie for Halloween once, so I might have played Chewie.
The Saja. Again, another thing on the Halcyon. The Saja are Force elusive teachers of the ways of the Jedi. They lead lightsaber trainings aboard the Halcyon to teach passengers defensive lightsaber form 3 Soresu. What?
Can Jay just go trip these people?
So I mean, no. So they've tied this into their. It really is tied into the stupid hotel.
Yeah.
You can't learn lightsaber stances if you're not a fucking Jedi. You can't. Oh my God.
I don't know. There's some cosplayers that I would disagree with you on that.
Posing is. I'm talking. Shut up. Shut up. That's retarded. Another tryhard droid on the Halcyon. So another tryhard droid. Okay, whatever. Tryhard droid. So let's. Oops, hang on. Wrong button. Let me look this real quick then. So this whole thing, the characters from the Galactic Star Cruiser are a lot more important than most viewers realize. No, they're not. No, they're not. So this whole article clearly, I mean, we figured it out halfway through because we skipped the part. It's basically you have to love these characters because Disney Star Wars told you that the Halcyon's important, even though the hotel nobody cared and nobody went there. It's important. Oh wow, that was just that's desperation of the First Order. No pun intended. That's just
unaccepted.
That's
what I'm saying is we have a writer's strike and all these rags are looking for stuff. And you know what would be the perfect thing for all these places to be doing? Going to these indies and talking about them.
No, see that Mustang, if they actually spoke to independent creators and actually got involved in the Iron Age, that would destroy everything the shill sites have been pushing for the past 4 years. It would shatter their entire narrative.
Sooner or later, one of them is going to start reporting it, and then the others will have to.
Oh, I don't know about that. I think they're too entrenched in their narrative, honestly, that they can't afford to break away. They can't afford to write positive articles about Iron Age independent stuff because they've been calling us all toxic and bigots and racists for years. And if they break that narrative, they actually talk to us and highlight the projects that are successful right now. I mean, just look at Eric July. The comic shills have gone out of their way to just defame him at every turn, and that he's unsuccessful, that nobody's buying it, nobody's reading it, blah, blah, blah. When in fact we have the numbers and we have the authentic reactions to disprove everything they say. If they turned around, I'm just using him as an easy example. If they turned around and started trying to do positive reporting on it, one, of course, it would be seen for the fake turnaround that it is. But two, it would destroy. They would lose all strength. The entire house of cards falls down.
Well, here's my kick. These magazines are all part of, the writers of Hollywood. They should be on strike as well. Why aren't they?
Oh no. Well,
that's because if they go on strike and show their solidarity and support, they are all out of a job. That means somebody has to report. You know where people are going to get their news and information now?
Us.
Us. There you go. Exactly. I mean, I'm sitting here, I looked at my Hondo video the other day, and it's ungodly numbers. And that's with YouTube constantly taking numbers from me. And that's Hondo. How old is that movie? People want to see it. I dropped She Wore a Yellow Ribbon, and it's going crazy. So that tells me people are hungry for good movies and good entertainment. And all you have to do is drop the frying pan on the floor and pick it up. And not spill your food while doing it, devil.
I was going to let it go.
But no, in all seriousness, people want it. That's why I am loving making these movies, because I'm getting to watch old shows that are so good. And Stargate's next on my list. I'm going to start rewatching it again.
That'll keep you busy for a few months.
Nah, about a week.
You're gonna watch 15 seasons in a week.
Stargate is one that I will. When I get it going, I blow through it. I just can't stop.
Yeah,
I don't do it. Yeah, I don't do it very often, but when I watch Stargate,
all right, I admit, when I first got my complete collection for the first time, I blew through all 15 seasons right there, and I included Atlantis in that. I blew through it in about 3 weeks.
Oh crap! It's gone up then, Legatus. What was unfortunately, now that I have somehow acquired Jed's mutant ability, I'm at 5 times speed. So
that's no way to watch good things.
Yeah, but it's a good way to get through the filler episodes.
And just do something else. All right. Listen, I admit when I watch Stargate, I skip episodes now. I don't watch every episode. There are episodes I will skip, especially in the first 2 seasons. It gets harder as it goes on, but I will skip a lot. Honestly, I skip all of season 1. I'll watch the pilot and then I'll go right to the season finale.
Well, you know what? Rewatching Babylon 5. I can't remember the title.
Oh my god, the Babylon 5 filler is rough.
Yeah, it is. But I was thinking, you know what episode predicted everything we're seeing today? The last one. Season 4. The real last one.
Oh yeah. Well, the slapdash last one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It predicted everything. And I mean, it was when I was watching, I'm going, damn, this is scary.
I hate that episode because it ruins all the remaining projects they did for Babylon 5. They're all pointless to me after that.
No, it won't ruin it for me.
I'm saying it ruins it for me because it reveals all the mysteries, all the fates, all the stories. It tells you what happens.
Well, the million years.
Yeah, but they still then went back and touched on all of those points in the remaining projects they tried going forward. So that's why I've said this before. So this is not me having a new fresh take. That's why in 2019, the last time I watched B5 all the way through, I'm never going to watch it again. Granted, it was like the 12th or 13th time I've seen it all the way through. So I think I've reached my limit for my lifetime, unless somebody has never seen it before and they're a part of my life and they want to see it. But I'm kind of done with it.
I'd watch it every couple of years.
There's no magic left for me in it. That's why. I mean, it's just there's no spark anymore for me. So
if they ever did do a sequel, there's only a couple I would like to see, and one would be the Techno Mages. I always liked the Techno Mages.
Yeah, Techno Mages are cool.
You know, beyond that, maybe something with Psychor, but it's without Bester. There's no way. Koenig, that was his 100%.
And they screwed up his storyline. They completely dropped the ball on that one. They never went back to it in the Shadow War. That when they made the alliance, they went nowhere.
Yeah, they did.
So they screwed that up. But it, you know,
that was good TV though.
But back to what we're talking about though. These shows, they work, and we also enjoy them, and we will talk legitimately about them, and we will draw experiences from them. Those of us who are going to create stuff will, of course, make new stuff, ironies to that. But the shill sites will never talk about it. They don't want to talk about it. So I don't think any of those sites are ever going to change their tune. I think they're locked in. They're locked into their fates. Mm-hmm. They're not going anywhere.
Probably.
They're going to go down with it, and they're fodder for us as far as I'm concerned. They're fodder for us for segments and like we do on this stream where we make fun of something, we tease it, we break down how stupid it is, or they're there for video takes where, okay, you're the launching point for something, but then I'm going to go to the actual source, not your article. Or I'm just going to tweet out and call you a liar. I mean, my favorite thing is to retweet them. They are still pushing that Elemental was a comeback in the theaters. I just checked it again today because of that. It hasn't broken even yet.
What's it at right now?
484.
Yeah, it ain't gonna break even.
It hasn't. It's not even in theaters anymore.
They will claim it'll make money on DVD. No, it won't.
Shill ran an article today. Elemental's success means that Pixar isn't a disaster anyway. They can start making movies that aren't sequels now. No, that movie failed. It lost. Yeah, it didn't lose Indiana Jones money. It didn't lose Haunted Mansion money, but it still lost money. Yeah.
Well, here's the thing. Anything they put on Disney Plus, they're going to claim is going to make money. No, it's not going to make money. I tried to remove Disney Plus off my phone the other day. It will not allow me to remove that app. It is embedded. I have a cousin that is a computer tech. He writes apps in code. And he says, yeah, you're not going to get that one on.
It's a cockroach. You can't kill it. Disney Plus will be on your phone after a nuclear fallout. It'll still be there.
It's going to outlive a Twinkie.
Oh man, yeah. I can't. Listen. I don't understand lying. Best thing, I don't understand lying about stuff. Why lie when we have physical evidence? I don't understand that. I mean, it's because they count on people not knowing. Is that it?
Pretty much, I think.
Yeah.
Well, there's something that's changed in their numbers metric. I mean, math I love. I mean, I am married to a math teacher, and I could probably give it to her, and she'll look at me and say, "Oh, that's impossible." Because one thing about math, it cannot
numbers don't lie. 2 + 2 is 4. I don't care what you say. 2 + 2 is 4. Math is. I mean, that's one of the reasons that the way my brain is wired, why I don't drift towards that kind of stuff. Why I'm not wired for it, because there's only one answer. There's no arguing. There's no debating. When it comes to numbers, when it comes to science, there's an answer. I like the idea of finding different answers, and that's where that creatively thinking, where you can debate points specifically. That's what I like. And if there's just one answer, to me, there's no fun in that. But I'm not going to argue that there isn't, that's not the answer. I understand.
Math is the universal language for a reason.
Yeah. It's the building block of knowledge. You can't have a functioning society without numbers, without a system to count. So I mean, that to bring it back up, one of the a great Farscape episode when they're trying to reprogram the minds, and they're operating on the idea that it's a system with a counting system of 0, but the civilization that built it didn't use 0. So they had to then recalculate on the fly. We're like, oh, that's why we almost killed ourselves, because we forgot that these guys didn't have. Daniel didn't tell Sam that they don't use a 0, because Sam was operating on the basic knowledge that if anything's ever going to work, there has to be a 0, because she was a scientist. But then Dan said, oh, they don't use 0. Well, then shit, that changes everything. Let me fix it. Now we're not going to die. So, math don't lie. Math don't lie. Numbers don't lie. Ooh, sorry. Elemental's a failure.
People's brains they don't comprehend. I still want to know how people do their freaking taxes. Your gross and your net are two different things.
I have somebody else do taxes when I had enough money to be charged for taxes, but I don't
get our block.
Yeah. Well, we go to a free place. I mean, they do it for free. One of those local bank operations they run it through. Hey, they do a good job too. I mean, oh shit! I just realized I forgot to do that. I just forgot. A lot of shit happened with me getting sick and other things. I was supposed to send in a preemptive tax check for my mom. I forgot to do the third one. I think it was actually this week. Yeah, I forgot that. Okay. I'll have to go find the paperwork. Yeah, that got moved someplace. Well, hey, a lot of shit happens. A lot of shit was going down. Whoops. Anyway, don't you hate it? So you realize, oh shit, I forgot to do something that was kind of important. Well, it's not important. I mean, it was just supposed to lessen her tax burden next year if we make these preemptive payment things. And I think it was actually this last week I'm supposed to do it.
Hey, but in better news, my taxes are going down.
Oh, that's good.
We have a good governor.
I'm probably not going to make enough again this year. So the way things are going, so I'm not exactly that concerned. Unless things pick up, promote the channel, guys. Make it grow. Let's get there. Make me pay taxes. Hey, that's a problem I want. Honestly, that's a problem I want. Pay taxes. Let's get the channel growing. But yeah, this is these show sites. Love them or hate them. I both love and hate them. They provide me with content, horrible takes, dumb news. But if they all went away, I'd find something else to do. I'd find another way. All right. Let's see. I think I've used up my stupid articles. We'll just be retreading ground. Unless I want to mention the nanny has pushed through authorization to strike against video game organizations. That happened. We've talked about that in the past. That's trying to generate sympathy. Nobody cares about the strike. Nobody cares.
Yeah.
We've said it multiple times tonight. Just keep going.
And I mean, the one good thing Disney has done this year is they ain't caving. They're done. They are losing money. The shareholders have said things behind closed doors. And the writers and the actors, y'all done pissed off the people with the money, the investors.
Mm-hmm.
There are marching orders out there right now that they will not cave to this strike.
Yep, and lawsuits abound. And I want this strike to keep going.
Well, the Disney lawsuits, there's a lot of people that have asked me about it, and I'm going to say it because you know that I know a lot of things with Disney. There's a lot of lawsuits that happen with Disney all the time, and they never make it to court for a very specific reason. Disney will not open those books.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. We want those books open. We want the truth.
They will settle, and this will just be swept under the rug.
Settle with what? They need every ounce of cash to pay Comcast Universal in 12 days. They need every bit of money because for some retarded reason, they moved up the sale date or the compensation date from January to 12 days from now. When I saw that happen, I was like, what? You don't have the money. We know you don't have the money. Your cost savings didn't get you there. You think you're going to make your ABC deal in the next 12 days, which could happen. But it was brought up last week by other channels, and I mentioned it yesterday. Eisner bought ABC for $19 billion.
Yes, he did.
And now it's worth less than $10 billion.
And he don't want the job back.
Why tarnish his legacy? Eisner saved Disney. He created Renaissance Disney. He made it beloved again. And he left the conquering hero. Why tarnish your legacy? Leave this on Iger's plate.
The kicker is, and I've discussed this with some of my friends, if Eisner came back, he could fix it within a year because he would do exactly what he did last time. There would be a whole lot of
everything.
There would be a whole lot of pink slips coming down the pipe.
I mean, more than just the 7,000 that everybody cried about earlier this year. Yeah.
Oh no, people forget what Eisner did when he came in. There was wholesale cleaning of house, and that's how you're going to have to fix it.
He pared everything down to just Disney.
Yeah.
It was just the animation department in the parks. And I saw an article. They're about to try and open 3 more worlds now. A Moana world and 2 other ones.
And they're going to flop.
But Mustang, where's the money for this?
There is none. There is none. These are just paper. It's like the hotel they were going to put on basically Cape Canaveral. Okay, I've had people ask me, well, what do you think about that? I'm like, they could have never done it. First of all, that is protected land. If you go and take a look at where they were talking about doing it and how they were talking about doing things, it was on paper because Disney, no matter who you are, You're not going to build on the protected sanctuaries.
Mhm.
And the EPA alone to build there, oh my God, that wasn't going to happen. I mean, it's a good talking point, but it is. But we've got an amusement park that's getting ready to open in Oklahoma in 2 years. Apparently, from what I understand, they did break ground on some of it already.
Hmm.
And
Well, that's a legitimate thing, though. They whatever money they have money. Disney has no money to do any projects. I mean, and I keep saying that, and you back me up because we know they owe Comcast Universal $9 billion in 12 days, contractually obligated.
yeah, they owe them that, and plus they owe all their investors. And there's so much money owed by Disney. I don't know where they're going to get it.
I
I don't know.
Let it burn, man. I love this. 12 days is going to be a reckoning, and I have no idea what's going to happen. I mean,
yeah, if it falls through, it's going to be really interesting.
And thing is, Disney needs freaking Hulu to complete their master plan to try and salvage Disney Plus, which will never happen. I mean,
Disney doesn't need Hulu because everything Disney's touching is just turning to crap.
Well, I'm saying they need it for their master plan. They think their master plan is to crunch Disney Plus into Hulu and save it that way. That's what I mean. That's their big plan.
Here's the thing that they don't think about. Unless it's an original product, people can go on the high seas and get it and download it and have it.
Mm-hmm.
Does Disney really think that you're not going to do it? You've got to be a Netflix studio putting out stuff that Netflix. Crump said it the other day when he and I were talking in private. They throw everything at the wall, and some of it's shit, some of it's good. That's really what Netflix's approach is. And
they just spent $20 million today on somebody's movie or something like that. I saw.
I haven't even seen it. It depends on what it is. But hey, Warrior Nuns.
I was scanning. Oh, I haven't given you've been out for so long. I haven't given you your lap around the track, your home run walk for that one. You weren't around whenever we kept bringing it up. You got your 3 movies.
Yes, we did.
3 movies, and I stand corrected. The campaign worked. You all pulled it off, and you're gonna. Not a season, but just 3 tie-up movies. So, how do you feel about that?
I would rather have the 3 movies than the seasons, and it needs to be in movie format because it'll make it a lot nicer.
Less room to just dick around.
Less filler, yes.
Yeah,
because there were definitely some episodes that were filler, and I was going, okay, yeah, it's in the comics. Everybody who just looked at those comics and went, no, can't we have the next, please? So yeah, 3 movies will be a lot better. And I'm happy. I even saw that Alan got married, and you know what? So what? There's a big age difference. There's an age difference between me and my wife. There's an age difference between Jed and Rachel. There's an age difference between the Pope and God.
If I meet somebody, there's going to be an age difference. If I end up meeting somebody, that's for damn sure at this point. There's going to be an age difference.
Everybody wants. I saw social media going crazy about it, and I'm sitting here going, you know what? Who cares? If they're happy together, that's all that matters. And I'm happy for them because they seem to be happy, and they've been together for quite a while. People, this ain't something new. And if we get a good show out of it, and we get some, that's all I ask for.
You're guaranteed your conclusion now.
Yes,
you're gonna get your 3 movies. I'm happy for you guys. I'll probably watch them and we'll talk about them. I'm not gonna review them or anything because I didn't review the first 2 seasons, so I'm not gonna pick it up halfway towards the end and do it. But I'll watch it. I'll give a discussion take on it. But hey. You got to win, and I'm glad for you. You got to win.
Oh, looks like Jenna Ortega's winning too. From what I'm hearing, she's going to have a lot bigger part in Wednesday. So,
well, that's good because she cares about the project.
That's what So I'm happy for that too. So there's 2, and Cobra Kai. We'll see where that goes.
Well, I'd like Cobra Kai to stick the landing. That's all I'm hoping for at this point. Just stick the landing. Make whatever ending they have in mind, make it believable. and let's just they've done so much good so far. I would just want it to work out, you know.
And in 20 years, we could have Cobra Kai version 3.0.
I don't know if I want that, but then again, we didn't know we wanted Cobra Kai, so
That's one of the sequels that actually did really good.
Yeah. All right, check this. All right, so we were talking about it, and this just came across like 4 minutes ago. As predicted with so many things, Elemental's trying to come back cemented with blockbuster Disney Plus viewers.
They will never show us the real numbers on that.
Yeah, I mean, what the fuck does it matter? Nobody watches Disney Plus.
It went out on everybody's phone. Yeah, it went out on everybody's phone. Big deal. That doesn't mean that the viewer numbers are up.
And the subscriber numbers keep dropping, even going on everybody's phone. It's not on my phone, but I mean, so they claimed 26.4 million views in the first 5 days.
Bullshit.
Even if that's true, that's not good. That isn't good. That's what? 6.5. I can't do math quickly in my head. I'm terrible.
How many viewers does Disney have?
Disney Plus technically right now has 146.1 million subscribers.
Okay, that's less than 1%. 24? Yeah, that's less than 1%, I think.
Yeah, this is. I just wanted to bring it up because we were just talking about it, and I was looking around for a minute there. Lies. And that's the thing that everybody talks about now. When these things land on their streaming services, they'll claim big viewership numbers on the streaming service, which means absolutely nothing.
Okay, where were all these people in the theaters then?
Well, not even that. I mean, where's the money? Where's the profit in this?
There isn't any if it's free on your phone.
Yeah, where's the profit in this? If it just lands on your streaming service and you've already free on your phone or paid your $199 for the next 3 months, where's the profit? There is no profit. It's done. So it's ridiculous. It's stupid, and that's why you don't trust any of this stuff. That's why the people trust YouTubers more than anything on these things right now. And it's a good shift. It's a good change. And I'm glad.
It's Disney. Talking about Disney is like talking about the man on the moon. I mean, I hate to say this, but we're liable to see Epstein's list before we are to see Disney's numbers.
Oh, we're not seeing anybody's numbers. We're not seeing anybody's numbers. They're never, they'll tell the numbers that they have to tell if it's something that goes through something like Nielsen where it's recorded. But we'll never see streaming numbers. We know that. Never going to happen. But I look at subscriber base. That tells me all I need to know. Not growing, dropping. Samba numbers are at least a fraction that we can speculate with. And it's good enough for me. Honestly, I've said it before, I'm not a fan of streaming. I'm not a fan because to me, it always seems like the concept of we're going to make you rent forever.
Yeah,
and we can take it away from you. We can take it away from you when we feel like it.
If all these places are doing so well, then why is Hallmark getting higher and higher every year at Christmas?
Because those Hallmark movies are safe and innocuous.
They're escapism. Safe escape movies.
They're all the same formula. They put a bunch of pretty people in them. And don't get me wrong, the Hallmark chicks are hot. They're always hot. At least they were. I haven't. It's been a few.
Oh,
years
they still are.
Okay, it's been a few years since I was able to. Since I had Hallmark movies, but I used to just put them on in the background, especially during Christmas, because they were all just safe, perfectly safe. Didn't have to worry about anything, and I knew it was going to be a happy little romantic ending at the conclusion, and not bothered. But I am happy to watch it all burn. Just happy. All right, we're coming up on 3 hours. I think that's good enough. Unless anybody else has anything else we would throw there or out there.
No.
Well, but we went in weird directions tonight, but it's Mellow Mondays. We never know what direction we're going to go. And outside my topics of saltiness, outside the article shit, I never know where it's going to go. But we had a good time, I think. Let's go around and say some hi. Devil, what you got coming up this week? Get Rank coming back?
Yes, get ranked this Sunday. 80s pop, best 80s pop.
80s pop.
Yep. And then of course you can see me on all the shows. I always got a show a night, essentially, all through the week. So just check out one of the streams of the Fellowship, and you'll probably see me.
Usually, Dermy somewhere in there too.
Yeah,
damn,
a lot of times with Dermy.
Bastard really is everywhere. I'm surprised he wasn't here tonight. His schedule is normalized. He said he was going to cut. He threatened me to come back on Mellow Mondays, so I thought he was going to.
Oh, if he would have, I would have shown you the Dermy pumpkin.
What?
It's on my Twitter.
Oh,
the 1,400 pound pumpkin.
Okay. Unless it comes across me, I mean, I follow everybody, but unless it directly comes across me, I don't go hunting through everybody's stuff. So unless it gets put across while I'm scanning for random shit to either make fun of Dermy with or to be annoyed by, I don't see it. So I didn't see it. Okay, that's the Dermy pumpkin. Okay. All right. Mustang, you got anything coming up?
Oh, let's see here. Necessary Roughness did drop tonight. I'm working on several more. It's getting into the fall season, so we're going to be seeing some Halloween type things. Dracula, The Raven with Vincent Price, the original Wolfman. We'll be doing some of those, and of course, we will definitely be doing Charlie Brown.
Great pumpkin can kiss my ass. All right. As for me, we're starting the week. Tomorrow is Tuesday. We'll see what happens. Generally, Tuesday is kind of an off day with everything that happens streaming wise, and also the news. Let's be honest, the news has been really weird lately. But I take it in stride because it is review season. Tomorrow night into Wednesday, Ahsoka episode 6. Friday, Wheel of Time episode 6 too. I think it's also 6. Yeah, it's 6 as well. Episode 6. This week, I'm going to try and get him some more Sea of Stars streaming. We are coming up on other games. Next month is Return to Moria and Star Trek Infinite. So we're going to get those going. As well as Spider-Man 2. It's going to be a busy gaming month next month. Saturday Night Driving returns with The Dirty Dozen. Jed's choice this week. We're watching The Dirty Dozen. So we're going to enjoy some good old-fashioned insanity in World War II setting. And we'll be back with the roundtable on Sunday. Everybody is back. We will likely have many things to complain about. And, of course, every Friday night, 11 p.m. Eastern, myself, Devil, and several other poor souls are on the sinking ship known as Ballbusters, which we can't escape no matter how hard we try. The best we can do is leave early and get out of there before weird shit happens. Then, of course, as mentioned earlier in the stream, every Sunday, 4:15 Eastern, you can find myself, Devil, along with Ryan at Legion Talks, our friend Samuel Infamous, and Anna's Game Land, and a rotating guest who we will call Wesley on Star Trek Engage, where I get to yell, "Shut up, Wesley," because it makes me smile. Anyway, guys, thanks for hanging out, everybody. Chat, we appreciate your time. If you guys had a good time tonight, please remember to hit that like button, leave a comment afterwards. Again, we hope you enjoyed us. It's always a busy Monday night these weeks, and we hope you appreciate it. And thanks again, everybody. Thanks to Mustang and Devil. Good night, everybody. Have a good night or day wherever you may be.
Bye.